What's happening? Good, good, almost good morning. How are you all? Well, what do you say, guys? One of those nights, huh? I was before the game. I was contemplating: do I do this? Do I go here? And I went. And the highlight of this game was catching up with some regular viewers of the Chronicles. Those being uh, Paul. He uses the name Peter Buckley in the chat. Real name Paul. It was fantastic to meet him, and also MD Melbourne. Real name Jimmy. So it was great to meet those two guys at halftime. That was the highlight of the night, to be honest. Yeah, one of those days. Good day, Jeanette. Good day, Stephanos. Good day, Josh. Um, and good day, Adrian and Chrissy Talbot, and even Rob Galicchio, Carlton supporter. Thanks for joining us. Still waiting for people to join me on the panel, but that's all right. I can ramble on for a little bit. Um, I am of the mantra: forget about this game and just continue on into this wild card farce. But you know what? Really, like, can you really be bothered analysing this game? I suppose we're going to have to just look at some of the positives of it. Our biggest losing margin of the year has to occur in this last round here. Um, Look, the result really doesn't really matter. It was a dead rubber for us. I just pray we bring the pressure and the intensity next week. Uh, Positives. Westy with the 3 goals, Swads racking up the posies, Gus looking very lively up forward, um, and Geordie's best game in a few weeks, I reckon. He was a little bit quiet there for 3 weeks or so. But yeah, good to see him. But that all doesn't mean shit because we got absolutely belted. It was a dead rubber. Um, they look, they needed to win and win well, and they needed to get up above the Hawks. I do. It does seem to me that we really dropped the intensity in that um, second half. Yeah, there's a few lowlights. A lot of people are jumping on Puncher. Just what I've observed on various chats. But you know what? When I think of this game of Puncher, that Puncher just had. When I think of this, I think of a long time ago. We had a player called Mel Michael, and Mel Michael got absolutely torn up by Tony Lockett, kicked off about 10 goals on him, and everyone wrote him off. And I can't remember what happened, whether we delisted him or traded him or whatever. But anyway, he ended up at Brisbane, and 3 years later, he's one of the best fullbacks in the comp. Not saying Punch be like, but mate, look at the amount of inside 50s they got. He's up against an absolute class forward. Yeah, I'll forgive and it doesn't really, whatever you're thinking of him, just give the kid a pat on the back. He's done well in his first 3 or 4 games, and he's had a shocker, and he'll learn from it. Yeah. Funny thing happened when I was outside at halftime. I was out. I was outside Gate 4 having a dart, waiting for some people to meet up with me, and I saw Harry Di Mattia uh, and Parker. They were just walking, and God, geez, they look so young. But I looked at Harry Di Mattia. Now, I went outside the Gate 4, um, probably with about 5 minutes to go in that second quarter. I'm looking at Harry Di Mattia walking past me, and I could see the screen inside the ground, so I can still watch a bit of the game. Logan Morris. I'm looking at him and he's got 4 or 5 goals already on the board, and I'm thinking, fucking hell. But yeah, I'll get the panelists on. Enough of me rambling on. Here we go. Ultimate greatness. How are you, pal?
Doing pretty good, Mick. Yourself?
Fantastic, man. It's a dead rubber. Who gives a shit what happened? But look, we give a shit. We didn't want to get belted, but it is what it is, eh?
Yeah. No, I don't know what people are talking about when it comes to Puncher. Like, no, I'm not going to say that he had obviously a good game and everything, but again, yeah, there's plenty of issues that we had tonight, and yeah, I feel like if you got a handful of players, and you have some experienced players in that bunch, I think the last thing you should be doing is potting kids. I'm not saying that you
Yeah,
were obviously specifically, but it's just, yeah, Punch is the one that you guys are having criticisms of. We can all have opinions. We can all say that we didn't think he stood up tonight, but yeah, let's just make sure that we sort of share the load and there was plenty of players that didn't live up to expectations tonight.
yeah. Exactly. He's one of the young ones that he's played 4 or 5 games. Blame it on him. Yeah. The ball was coming in there. It just wouldn't stop going in there, mate.
Yeah, 100%.
Even the elite defenders would have, conceded, at least 4 goals to the, and on top of that, they didn't miss. Yeah, they were kicking
Yeah,
from boundary lines and everything, mate. So
yeah.
you got to take that into account too, mate.
Yeah, so not only
Yeah.
did you have so Punches only played not even 10 games. Obviously Howe's didn't play, but Howie, he's got a bit of experience, but again, I wouldn't even call him like a natural key defender. Like even though we know it was never going to happen, but like I would have really liked to fly to. Yeah, we know it wasn't going to happen, but like, I thought Howe playing the Houston role would have been a really good thing to do, because I feel like when he kicks the ball out of the back line, I feel like he was the one, even before Noble, he seemed to be the one when he was kicking the ball, he was the one taking the aggressive kicks. So to go back to that type of role for Howie, I thought would have been pretty nice to see, but obviously we didn't get that. Yeah, I'd be more critical of the small defenders rather than the tall defenders. In fact, I don't even think we even had a small defender, or at least that wasn't a key defender. I don't think we had anyone that actually had a good game. In fact, I don't even know if any of those guys had an average game. That's how bad they were. So
Yeah.
um,
And we do
we've
have to
had
take into account. Look, we'll look at the stats later. Like their inside 50s would have been off the charts. Any team conceding that many inside 50s, it just seemed like as soon as we gave the ball away in our forward line, bang, they spread and they fucking just got an inside 50, and any defense is going to struggle with that shit, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I knew the game was done when you're putting side bottom on people like Charlie Cameron. I knew the game was
Oh,
gone. I felt like I even joked about that during the week too.
yeah.
I might need to check receipts. Maybe it was the week before. Maybe I said if side bottom was to go on Watson, maybe that was what I said. But
Yeah.
I said that as a joke, and it happened. Like I said, like for Sidey to go on, whatever the best small forward is. And he did that tonight, and and then even Connor McKenna, like I think he's probably kicked 3 goals in his career, and I think he kicked 4 or 5 tonight. So,
Yeah.
it's just one of those games. Like we probably will forget about it, but I mean, I just hope that we also take a little bit of learnings out of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to get the other panelists on. I will get Paul. G'day, Paul. How are you, mate?
Very well, mate. How are you?
You home yet?
Yeah, I'm home. Just kicking back, crack a glass of red. See how we go.
Oh, you love your red, don't you, mate?
Yeah, I think I think we. I don't. I actually haven't heard anyone say anything bad about Puncher, and I got the back end of Pies footy too. But I think the difference this time when they got Puncher at Adelaide, Howe really stepped up in that game. But tonight, Howe was rusty, and he was struggling himself to keep up. And nothing against Howe, it's just first game back after a month off, so. He was battling himself to keep in the game, and he didn't have enough left to try and cover Puncher as well. So poor old Puncher was just left sort of hanging out to dry a bit. We actually probably, dare I say it, we probably missed Darcy Moore's height tonight, but it is what it is.
Now it's going to be interesting next season. Yeah. All right. Next season, Frampton, Jezza Howe, Noah Howe's Puncher, our tall defenders. We've kind of. Darcy Moore's been like the forgotten man because he's been out injured for so long, and a lot of people, don't have too much confidence in him. But I'll tell you what, there's not many tall defenders around that you can pick up, as a free agent or something like that. So what we're looking at now is what we're going to go in with next season, with Darcy Moore added in. And hopefully that puts us in good stead. That's the only solution, really.
Yeah.
All right. Voidoid Generation is coming on the panel. How are you, mate?
Hey.
Yeah. Your summation of that, whatever happened there.
I didn't feel too wounded by it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, you're right.
There's two sides we really struggle against this year: it's Geelong and Brisbane. Tonight, I thought that I don't necessarily think the Talls were entirely to blame when when they were kicking goals left and right. We didn't really have any small defenders that could defend.
Yeah.
That really cost us, especially, Brisbane have some sort of nifty guys. Like Logan Morris, IQ might have even gone to him, or Bruzzy might have gone to him if he was playing. And we just didn't, I don't think we had a really good matchup for him. And
he's a hard matchup as it is. Yeah. For any team. Yeah. Because he's at that weird height, that 193. So, you put a fucking monster on him, he gets him on the lead. You put someone, his size on him, he beats him other ways. He's smashing everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
we got nearly 100 points, which I liked, even though it was a belting. Hawthorn struggled to kick 7 goals against Brisbane that night, so that's encouraging. Four of the youngsters just were so exciting to watch the future. That's what I kind of got out of it. It just gave us something to look forward to, whether it's next week or a year or two from now. Swaddling has football IQ to burn. That's incredible. Like more than I knew he had it, but tonight I saw some things that were just way beyond his years as a footballer. I think we'll be all right. We probably need to get Long, find somebody else to come in for Long. I just think Long's really gets found out against the elite sides, and Pendles takes care of himself. But we've got to get some more leg speed, maybe a little bit more class. Just missing a little class in a couple of areas of the ground.
All right. This comment from Peter G. Next week, we will be a completely different side. I agree, man. I can't see us going in next week and showing this kind of effort. There must have been, whether it be subconsciously or through the coaching, that after halftime, it's like, guys, we really don't need to exert ourselves in this game. This is, if it's coming from the coach, I'm assuming, I don't know if it would be a directive from the coach, but subconsciously at least, yeah. Do we really need to fucking go in hard in this game? It's a dead rubber, yeah. So that's what gives me hope that next week, whoever we play, the intensity and pressure that we showed against Hawthorn last week will be there. And albeit it is a fucking finals game after all, yeah? You're not going to go in and not show up next week.
I agree, Mick. I agree. And
Yeah.
I think the other thing too was, you know how you get, like, we were trying, like in that first quarter, even a bit into the second, we were trying, we were in it, little mistakes, but then, like you said, they were kicking everything. And it, you know, like when the game's on the line, that's demoralizing. But when you start realizing, you know, when you just know, you know, I remember when we beat Geelong that time and the ball, you know, Lee Brown's in that prelim bounced, you know, and I think Lee Matthews just said, sometimes you just know it's not our night. And it was like, once you start to realize that and you feel it in your guts, it's hard to then keep fighting when you know they're kicking them from everywhere.
Oh, yeah. And that McKenna, the Irish kid, never heard of him before in my life, but until last night when those Brisbane guys mentioned him as a defensive forward. And he's, as you said, he's taking blind fucking snaps 45 metres out. And you know, umpire's not moving, you know.
He's an Essendon reject, isn't he? Didn't he walk out on Essendon, I think?
I don't know. That's a thing I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he played against us in the 23 grand final.
Who? McKenna? Wow.
Yeah.
He was off the half-back line.
He left Essendon during, was it COVID or something? I remember he was at Essendon and left.
He went back to Ireland, and then when he came back, he didn't want to play for a Melbourne-based club because of the scrutiny. Yeah.
So, look. So, that seems to be the consensus with us here. It's not one of those gut-wrenching losses. It didn't mean anything, and we can take solace in that because that's all it was, man. It was a dead rubber. And just to re-emphasize my point, okay, I've got to show something. This is for the diehards. Let me get this thing up there. Voidoid will like this one. 1 second, guys.
I think we all slightly got a little bit ahead of ourselves, and I think it's fair to say there's Sydney and not Sydney, Freo, Brisbane, and then you've got probably a bit of daylight.
Yeah.
Oh, little Carmine. Whatever happened there?
Your brother Billy, whatever happened there?
All right, Ted. Whatever happened there?
The shooting.
Whatever happened there?
God rest his soul. Huh?
I'll tell you what fucking happened. This piece of shit's cousin put
down,
6
Phil.
bullets in the kid without any provocation whatsoever.
My cousin's dead.
Anyway, I'll probably put it on the wrong bit, but anyway, the context there is the mob boss is saying, look, whatever happened there, just forget about it, move on. And I don't think any of us are thinking like Phil Leotardo here, where he just cracks it and thinks all is lost, because all is not lost, man. Look, we've had a shocking look. In my opinion, the season's been pretty mediocre, and all you can do is go in next week and it's a clean slate. That's all we can hope for, and we're going to be reinforced by Quaynor and Maynard. It'll give our defence a bit more structure back there, and look, if Pendle's out and Houston, it could be a blessing. Could be a fucking blessing, man. Some people may disagree with that. So, what do you guys reckon?
I had my dad on the phone at all the 4 breaks, the quarter time, half time, 3/4 time, the end of the game, and he was just asking me. He said, "What?" He goes, "How did Houston drop that soda?"
Yeah,
and that's all he said. He didn't yell or carry on. He just said, "How did he drop that soda?" And then he said, "Mate, we're not going to win against a good side if we're playing Ned Long." That's all he took out of the game.
Yeah, no, I think with Houston now, I think it's pretty obvious. When you've got Quainer, and Maynard to come back. I think those guys are pretty easy replacements. So yeah, probably Maynard probably comes in for Houston because it's probably a like for like, and yeah, we'll find a way to get Q back in. And I think is it Lipinski's also going to return as well. I think because Perryman's a few weeks away, so that's probably what we'll probably do. Make 3 games.
That was what I was talking about with Sean as well. About what do you guys think of Roan? Like I know Roan got 20 odd touches or whatever it was. I just think he doesn't really hurt the opposition with them, and they're not really. I don't think he does a lot with his touches, as I think just need a bit of class. And I think some of these upper tier sort of VFL level players, I just think they're good for what they are, but then it kind of comes unstuck a little bit against a team like Brisbane.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah, we've only got so many to come in. So unless you're going to start now deciding in the first final wild card to start trying untested players now, it's who else are you going to bring in? I think Lipper comes in, and it might be you might be right for Steele. He played a little bit. He looked. I don't know if you pick up Mick. He seemed to be. There was one where who was lining up for goal, and I thought it looked a bit disrespectful. He actually ran to the boundary line. Hayes was, and he ended up missing it. Hayes was having a shot. He was about 35 out, and still ran to the boundary and was screaming for it like he was in a better position. And it was like, you'd never pass it to him. It was right in the boundary, screaming his head off for it.
Yeah,
but he played a little bit greedy, I felt.
Yeah, with Rowan Steele, I just feel all right. He does hit the scoreboard, but I got to look. I could be wrong on this, but I got a suspicion that his opposite wingman, the guy he's playing on, is probably getting a shitload of the ball. And we're kind of like a bit swayed because he does hit the scoreboard. He didn't hit it today, but in past, he kicked his 2 goals, and but I wonder what his opposite, the guy he's playing on, how that person's going.
He gives me noble feels.
He's
undersized. He's small. Like if he was a foot taller, he'd be more damaging, but he's not. It's like he does the best he can with what he's got, and has a crack. But he gets pushed off the ball, and but we're playing the best. Probably we are probably playing the best team at the moment. Them and Freo. So
I don't know how did it's amazing how Carlton beat this team by 80 points, man. It's just oh man, but all right.
I was worried about Loman, and we kept him goalless, I think, except everybody else get goalless.
Yeah. Well, I'll just go through our goal kickers. Westy 3, Gus Anderson 3 goals. Started really well, was really busy. Skunk got 2, Geordie got 2. Now, I am not in a position to analyse this game really that well. I really only saw the first quarter. Oh, sorry, actually, I missed the first 2 goals of the game. I missed, so I missed Ed Allen's goal. But I saw the rest of the first quarter, and I saw probably about 3/4 of the second quarter. After that, we were so far back, and I was just bantering with people, and it was kind of like just looking up at screens and just watching Logan Morris kick another goal. So I missed. I actually did not see Geordie's 2 goals. Allen, Nick Dacos. I saw Nick's goal in the first quarter. It was beautiful. I saw Houston's goal. Didn't see Swad's goal. Didn't see Harvey Harrison's goal. Look at this, man. Fuck. Even Oscar Allen got 4 goals for them. We let Hipwood kick 3 goals. Fuck me. Our best, Geordie, Nick, Swadling, Cameron, and Steele. Do you guys agree with that as our best for this game? Or would you exclude anyone or include someone?
I would have put Westy in, and I'd probably who else? I thought Allen was pretty good
Yep.
as
You
well.
would
and I'm
say
not sure-
that, Boyd.
Of course I would, but he was. He actually really was. I
Yeah.
thought he. He was in the first 6 minutes. He had like 7 disposals.
Yeah.
He was very busy getting his little handballs out, and yeah, don't know what the other guys think.
The stats
No,
may
like,
say otherwise.
yeah. In
I was gonna say,
terms
I've
of
got a
Allen,
great sorry.
no, I'll just go. Yeah, because I feel like with Allen seems to not get, in terms of Allen, I feel like he doesn't seem to get a ton of possessions. I know the Hawthorn game he got like 28 or something, but that seems to be the exception and not the rule. But like, it seems like outside of that, like he doesn't seem to have a lot of possessions, but his impact is very high. So normally when he does something, it seems to always work. So in terms of his effectiveness is always pretty high. So his 20 to 25 disposals are probably what will probably have just as much impact as like a Nick Dacos getting 35, 40. So I feel like I've been a bit of a fan of him as well as Void and stuff. So I think even though he's had like the lesser disposals and stuff, but it just seems like every time, like he and even when he's like kicking the ball, like he's always kicking inside forward 50, always hitting targets, like part of like the chain as well to get goals and everything. So also kicked a pretty nice one as well too. So as much as he's not on there, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of these like best players, they just look at the stats. Like Morris kicked 8. Yeah, of course he kicked 8. But yeah, when it comes to that, it's really just you look at the disposals, and that's really like all the best are. And then outside maybe Cameron, because I'm assuming Cameron went well in the ruck. You look at all those guys, and they're all high in the disposal count.
Yeah.
So yeah, Allen's probably pretty stiff.
Yeah. Warble has dubbed you the ultimate prediction. There you go.
Oh yeah, there was that actually.
All right. Let's have a look at some of these team stats. I usually do this at the end, but we'll do it now just to see, just to give us kind of like an idea on what the fuck happened tonight. Let's see, disposals pretty even. Look at that. Fuck. Look how many more kicks they had. We had, disposal. Yeah. So I'm trying to find something that, hit outs. We pretty much always lose that, don't we? 51 to 35 clearances. Yeah. That's the weird thing. There's nothing really. I haven't seen anything glaring yet. Marks, there's a lot of that. I wonder how, heaps more marks. Look at that. We killed them in tackles for nothing, mate. Far out.
I thought the umpires, really didn't give us many. No holding the balls really went our way. We actually pinged them a bunch of times, cold, and
Ashcroft
let them go. And
you ping the Ashcrofts, nothing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I noticed that. Yeah. All right, let's go through some of these players. Lockie Neal, did he pass the audition with flying colours?
Well, my theory with Lockie Neal is if they do win this year, we need to get better players in and at the same time try and reduce some of the good players that they have. So Lockie Neal ticks both boxes on my account.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be trying to stop 4 in a row.
Yeah. Everyone's moaning about us being interested in Lockie Neal. Oh, he's too old. What he's doing, mate. if a fucking 30, whatever he is, 35 years old, if he can get play like that every fucking week, we're not complaining about that, mate.
All I'll say is, how many draft picks do we have to give up to get him again? Zero.
Yeah, I know,
Zero.
exactly. Yeah. Sorry, Matt. Matt Warble, when you were talking about ultimate prediction, I'm trying, because I was trying to do about 3 or 4 things at once. I had no idea what you were talking about. Now I do with this one, yeah. Ultimate greatness, okay. In the vault, he put it down. Allen and Swadling, 55 possessions and 2 goals. Now, did you say that the other night, last night?
No, I
Ultimate?
didn't. So I said
No?
it. I said it in the first. What's it called? The first ruck stream, because that was actually the first thing I said. Because I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, I forgot to put it in mixed stream. So
Oh, no, look,
yeah,
look.
but yeah, I
If
definitely.
if you put something in the vault on Matt's channel, it counts. Yeah, all right, it's
Yeah.
all good. So you'll get that, man. But I've got to write it down on my little notes here, mate. So
I can
is that what you
vouch.
said?
Yeah, he
That's
can
what you
said-
vouch. He said it. No, yeah, I heard him say
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it's been corroborated. I trust you guys, mate. I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually
no.
got it right.
I'm actually just happy with that one, because that was like, if you actually look at the disposals, they actually literally get 55 disposals.
Yeah.
I'm
What was the
just
one you
extra
got
happy
right?
about that one.
What was the one you got right a couple of weeks ago? Was it Pendles and Sidey
Yeah.
prediction?
Pendles to get 25 and 1, and Sidey. Oh, what was Sidey for 2 goals, but he only got 1 goal.
Right.
Yeah.
Still pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob
I think
Galicia.
Sidey got 1 goal 2 for memory, or 1 goal 1, 1 goal 2. So yeah.
Rob Galicio is a Carlton supporter. He's got a question for us, Collingwood experts. Thoughts on Di Mattia in his development and some of your youngsters moving forward. It's a mantra on this channel, Rob, about our youngsters. A lot of pundits were saying, "Oh, where's Collingwood's youngsters? We've got heaps of youngsters, mate." But unfortunately, Di Mattia is probably not one of them. And look, the jury's still out. You never know. He could be a late developer. But we haven't seen much, man. I saw him, as I said earlier, man. I saw him walking around, and I'm looking at him, and I'm looking up at the screen, and I'm looking at Logan Morris destroying us, and I'm thinking, fuck me. Do I unleash the inner Bogan in me and start fucking mouthing off to him? But no, that Bogan stayed inside. But I'm not like that anyway.
The jury's still out, all right, but it's 12 Angry Men.
Yeah. But you know what? In fact, it always never ceases to surprise me. Whenever you see these players like walk like right in front of you, the kid's huge, man.
Yeah.
Di Mattia is tall. Are you fucking kidding me? Like Parker's tiny, but Di Mattia is fucking huge, man.
Yeah,
he looks
Harry's
like-
180, 186, 188.
Yeah.
He's actually the going
Yeah.
height. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much my height, yeah. And he's walked past me, and I'm like, I thought this kid was a rover, man. But yeah. But the thing is, every time we talk about Di Mattia, we're gonna fucking think about this bloke here, man, Logan Morris, mate. You know. Fortunately, yeah.
Why we need to cut him so we forget about him.
Yeah.
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 It is an interesting sort of topic though, because I think, because I don't know, I feel like when you're out of contract, I feel like it's sort of you sort of go into a mode where it's okay. Well, I might as well just have a crack. You know, if I give it my best shot, at least I can say I gave it my best shot. We do know when it comes to Fly, he doesn't seem to like to give chances easily, especially if you're a kid. So we'll sort of see how he goes like next year. I mean, if I had to put money on it, I'd say he probably gets cut next year.
Yeah.
Probably in a similar boat to probably TJ as well, but I think TJ is probably more he's had his injuries, so I think it's more of an injury perspective than a talent perspective. So I think once because I think TJ, once he got a good run of games, and he was actually backing in his ability to sort of trust his judgment. He just seemed to be rushing a ton of things. So once he sort of was relaxed a bit more, he seemed alright. But then he got that injury and wasn't really able to recover from that, unfortunately, for this season. So hopefully next year out of contract he'll be alright. And then so Harry's in the same boat. So we'll sort of see. And when they're out of contract, it's you sort of your back's against the wall. It's like, well, I either do something or I don't. So when they sort of put the effort to do something, sometimes that's all it takes is a bit of effort. And I feel like Harry's a bit of a bookworm. He'll want to get the best out of himself. So I don't know if you put a bit of fire underneath him, we'll see how far he runs.
Yeah.
Was he an overachiever or something? Because when I hear him talk, he doesn't sound that bright.
Exactly what I was going to say, Void. When the Collingwood does those things where players carry on behind, at the training facilities, players go up to each other and they have a laugh.
Yeah.
The last one I saw with Harry Tibatia, it's kind of like, mate. And when I was watching it, I had Ultimate Greatness's words in my ears, because you've said it earlier. Bookworm, this bloke looks like he's never fucking read a book in his fucking life, mate.
He's definitely one of those guys where he's not. He doesn't come across as the smartest, but he always tries hard. Like he's the guy that's like, he's not going to get the A, but my God, he's going to try his absolute hardest to at least get a C+.
You're not telling us.
Is he like Will Hunting? Is he solving like mathematic equations that someone leaves up in the club?
I don't know that reference, but maybe.
Come on, Shorty. Watch good Will Hunting.
Are you going to give a year to a player who gets the McDonald's Encouragement Award? Is that what we're saying, basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
but in saying that, when Tom Mitchell was in our VFL last year, he actually looked $1 million. He was getting 25 disposals every week. He was winning clearances. Because in his draft year, and I think this is where they went, was that they saw Taylor Adams in him, and I think this was when Taylor Adams was still at the club. Yes, he was on the way out that year that we drafted him, but they were trying to be like, okay, we still like Taylor Adams, so we'll get a Taylor Adams like. And then I don't know, maybe because they saw the bookworm type of, because that was the report in his interview, was that he was basically this bookworm, and he was telling Fly about, with the game plan, I think you should do this, this, and this. I think you can improve the list by doing this and that. And basically, Fly looked at him being like, oh my God, this kid, he's an absolute genius and stuff. So, whatever he was saying, Fly was buying every bit of stock possible. That was the report in terms of what was coming out. And
I'd love to see Logan Morris's interview, mate. It was probably shit house.
I've never seen
I just mark it and kick gold.
Ever. I've never seen a guy with his level of just intrinsic forward craft, to that degree. Just where he positions himself and how it's just freakish.
Now, he was pretty late as well. So all you fucking Nostradamuses out there that said, I knew Morris was going to be an absolute fucking superstar. Every other club missed out on him. Some clubs twice, Is it just that Brisbane have been able to nurture this guy better than some other teams would have done? And is it because Brisbane's midfield is fucking elite, he's getting fucking quality balls fucking straight on his tit, man? That's got to be a part of it too, yeah?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's literally the system and structure. It's why I keep talking about it so much. When you have a guy playing his first year, did he have a year under Joe Danaher? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we can fact check that. But
yeah, they played in the 24 premiership together.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So he did play. It's just one of those things where when you have someone like that, you play them to their strengths. Like that's
Mm.
why like there's plenty of forwards around in the competition where they're the first option, second option, and I'll look at them and I'll go like, why is that your main option when you could easily make that bloke a third tall? Go out and
Mm.
get an actual genuine like a genuine tall that can play the number one position. I mean that's why I didn't necessarily have an issue with Myercheck, but like when it came to Myercheck, it was always, why are we making you the main guy and making your job so much harder when we know you could just be this amazing third tall? But we always seem to go with him, and like we didn't go out and get whatever full forward that's 200 centimeters that plays the full forward role.
Mm.
We always played someone like Checkers to basically do that role. So, and it's not to say that player is terrible. It's more, let's play him to his strengths. And with a Logan Morris, because he had such a good run early on, and he was that third tall, we didn't come in like a Collingwood where we would have played him as a main tall.
Yeah. And
You
fucked him up,
play them
yeah.
to their strength. Yeah, you play them to their strengths. You give them a pathway. You set up that path to where it's achievable, and then you're basically ticking the boxes like along the way.
Mm.
Yeah, because apparently, so from what I've been told is that Hine wanted Morris, but it was Fly. I don't know what. I think Leper was a part of that too in terms of wanting Harry.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fly.
Fuck it, Al Leper. You should have known more, mate. You were a key fucking, a tall key player as well, mate. Fuck me dead, man. You went for some fucking short ass fucking in and under type. Fuck me, man.
To be honest, I wouldn't have been surprised if that was the embarrassment because I reckon Leper knew pretty early on, and I reckon that was the embarrassment that Leper had, and then he sacked Hine. Not much further after it.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, man, there's fucking 75 of yous watching right now. I'm overwhelmed. I'm humbled as well. But I would love for you to smash a like, yeah? And also, if you're just fucking sticking your nose in, you're like an imposter, just want to look at it, some Collingwood people whinge about getting absolutely belted. Fucking give us a subscribe because it's a week-to-week thing, mate. We're constant whingers here, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
It's one of my greatest talents.
So, as Matt Dela Cruz says, likes and subs, mate. Bring it on, man. Make me a big fucking head-kicking mover and shaker in the Collingwood world. How come the Collingwood president doesn't contact me for a fucking interview, mate? I'll fucking tell him a few things. Fuck me. Sorry, rant over. And we shall continue with Collingwood discourse. And next player on the rank is Sam Swadling. Career best disposals, yeah? Last week, 29. Now we got 32. Apart from his ball getting, okay, from my vantage point, I'm about 5 beers. I've had about 5 beers tonight, yeah? And I did not watch the game properly. A lot of you guys watched it from the luxury of your couches at home, with the advantage of commentators reinforcing everything that's happening. Were the likes of Gary Lyon and all that, whoever was fucking commentating, were they praiseful of Mr. Swadling? UG?
I mean, I wasn't necessarily listening to the commentators too much because I don't know. I feel like I've just gotten to the point where they just speak so much dribble and
Yeah,
especially when you're hearing people talking about how we have no kids. I think if anyone knows my sort of input I have on these channels and how I speak, how highly I've always spoken about our kids and stuff and how they deserve more opportunities than what they've gotten. So Yeah, I don't know. There's very few commentators that I sort of agree with these days, and that's fine. You know, they cover 17 other clubs, and you know they don't have to get everything right. But yeah, I'd rather just. I mean, I'll still have the commentary on, but yeah, when they have certain takes, it's very rare I sort of take it in because yeah, there's not many times where I listen to it because they'll always be telling us how yeah we've got no kids and um you know certain players are you know superstars when really they're probably lucky to be on our list. So yeah, I tend to just live in the moment, and once the game is done, I sort of move on pretty quickly.
What did Simo say about Houston?
Oh yeah, apparently apparently he actually canned him basically. Reckons Houston was no good, which that's actually very interesting. Because someone pointed that out. I think it was Matt. I think Matt. Myself and Matt were talking, and yeah, that was brought up. So, yeah, not sure why that's come out because like all of a sudden now Houston's become this like whipping boy to even all the popular channels now. So very
Mate,
interesting to
we
see
were the
that.
first ones. We were the first ones whipping, mate.
Absolutely. So again, I'm not saying that I disagree. I'm just saying, okay, since when are you guys now agreeing with you know some of the shit we're saying?
The
Now? It's
gall
like,
of these guys, man.
Yeah.
The gall of them, they're whipping someone that's already been fucking whipped for fucking weeks, mate. They start whipping now. Fuck, mate.
Yeah, no, the second he gets a supposed injury, that's when it's like, oh, well, you know, he wasn't really supposed to be part of the team going to finals anyway. We've been saying that for 3 months, and we've been shit can like. In fact, it might have even been nearly this whole season. I know with like Matt, I know he's been very critical of Houston pretty much the second he actually got through the door. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Matt's basically been spot on with Houston. Like the second he went through the door, because I know his first year, like as much as I hated it, like you know, I thought he was a bit of a back pocket, sort of playing a lockdown defender. So I thought, okay, well, if he's getting his 15, maybe 20 disposals every so often, that's sort of about right when it comes to when you play in the back pocket. But yeah, now it's like he's just got no excuses. Yeah,
and
so
exactly what Matt Dela Cruz says, man. When Houston gets it, it's 50-50, mate. Yeah? Whereas before we got him, the perception was that we have got this clean, fucking classy fucking ball distributor. But when he gets it, mate, it's 50-50. And you add to that, when he gets it 50-50, add to that, he's not going to go into a contest hard. And even today, mate, in that first quarter, fucking dropped a fucking soda and we copped a goal, mate, you know?
Anyway,
Cousins Theo, go Peter. Yeah, go Peter.
I was just going to say,
sorry, Paul.
I reckon Swaddling he was amazing. Just his ability, he does it differently to Pendlebury, but his ability to weave through traffic and avoid being tackled when you think he's about to get nailed. My only, and this is nitpicking, my only criticism on today was his kicking wasn't great. He absolutely shanked some of them. And miss some pretty easy targets just down the ground, which were open goals and things like that at times. But other than that, like he's taken the game on, he's having a crack, and it's nice. It's just nice to have another player who can get more. Like we've got so many players at the moment that we get 10 kicks, 1 goal, and 5 tackles. It's just good to get another player who can actually get the ball, 30 times.
Yeah. All right. Earlier in the chat, let me get it up. Theo, here we go. How do we get Logan Morris? Now, I've heard his contract expires 2027, is it? Next year, at the end of next year. But the thing is, man, we won't be able to afford him. He'll be so expensive by then, especially if we get Butters. Forget about it, mate. We're not going to get him. But if we don't get Butters, and we go into next year without acquiring a big money signing, you never know, mate. He could be in the black and white stripes, but that's something to look forward to in the future. It's got nothing to do with the present.
Yeah, I feel like the cost you're going to have to go get him. I think it's going to
Yeah.
be way too much. I'd much rather. I mean, yeah, I've been mentioning this for a few weeks now. I'd rather go get like a Jake Riccardi. You know, you're not going to get him for that expensive. Like you might have to pay maybe about 800K for him, but like
Yeah.
for a guy that's going to be like you're locked in like full forward for at least next season.
Yeah.
He takes contested marks. And I know that the argument's going to be, oh, but he's only kicked. I think there was one season where he kicked more than 30 goals. I think he kicked 37 in 23. All I've got to say is like, yeah, you also had McStay do the same thing in Brisbane. His best season as a key forward over there at the Lions, he kicked 28 goals. But that was also not even being he was a third tall, obviously, but he was actually a fifth option in the forward line. There's no fifth option in the forward line that's kicking more than 30 goals. And if you think that's the case, then you're delusional. So Riccardi's basically in that same position, and his best year he kicked 37. So I'd be heavily investing. And then also he has had some injuries this year. But again, he's been pretty reliable prior to that. So unless if there's like a medical reason and maybe these injuries are more chronic than we think, I'd be going after him pretty heavily because I think 800 would probably get it done. Anywhere between 8 to 900 would get it done. As I said, locks in our current key forwards in McStay, Riccardi, and then Charlie West, and then you can lock in like a Sam Gayfer in the draft. You got Zach McCarthy, who's going to be developing, and you can have either a Pods or a Tim Membry in the VFL, sort of, teaching those two how to play footy. So and then you've also got Ted Fraser in the 2027 draft as well. So when Ted Fraser comes in, he's going to be another McCarthy too. So I feel, so when it comes to Logan Morris, would it be good to have him? Absolutely. But I just don't think I think, just show a little bit of patience with our key forwards and I think we'll be all right. But they are getting better.
When you say that, it's just that one, Charlie West. The rest, we know what they are. Membry, McStay. There's not going to be much improvement there, McStay's had his best year, but we know what they are. It's Charlie West, he's the man, mate, and he just it's just another game under his belt, and
just to clarify on the Jake Riccardi, there is no the strangest thing about it. There's been no information on him anywhere, so he's out of contract, and there's no club there's no media talking about him to go into any club. So. And if you look at history, and this is, I'm trying to will this into existence because I feel like there's a lot of things that you could advocate to make him go to Collingwood. You look at previous years, the media never get the person we actually get in the off season until last minute. Like you think about Houston, you think about not Noble, Schultz. No one knew Schultz was leaving till literally like halfway through the trade period, let alone prior to the trade period even starting. So so I found that very interesting that you've got a Riccardi that's out of contract. Yes, I know he's not not an A grader on paper, but again, these are the guys back in the 22 trade period when we got Tom Mitchell, McStay, Frampton, I won't mention the other guy, but we had these guys they're not supposed to be there to be A graders, but they're there to fill up the spots, and full forward is a spot that we need filled. Lachie Neale can come in and be that inside mid, similar to a Tom Mitchell, because I think even though Tom Mitchell was cooked and deserved to be delisted, but we still need that Tom Mitchell type, and Neale can certainly do that. And then if we get Butters, I mean, Butters would just be incredible.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of how we get that.
Yeah,
Um,
Look at
It's like when
look
you're
at
drunk.
Neil.
Oh, sorry, you go, Paul.
No, I was just going to say, look at Neil on the top right. Clearances 16. Like,
fuck me. Fuck
It's like,
me.
it's like when you're drunk, right? And when you're drunk, you see Logan Morris in Collingwood colours, and then when you sober up, it turns out it's Jake Stringer all along.
But the thing is, I reckon everyone just needs to take a breath on the whole who we drafting and that, because the whole landscape's changed. There's suddenly 4 or 5 Sydney players that were not on the market a couple of days ago who are probably going to be on the like Butters, 3 first rounders. Well, why would you when you might be able to go and get, have a crack at Warner or Blakey, you know what I mean? Like, or Heaney, like suddenly Butters might not only be worth a pick less than what he was only a week ago, because there's other options now out there, and they might have to get rid of them to keep their sponsors.
Yeah. And that's the thing. But that's like clubs as good as Heaney and fucking the Lizard and all that are. Clubs will be apprehensive as to getting him, because, just with the stigma that arrives. Look, after what's happened to him, they're not going to fucking play up again, because this is so bad that, this will fucking kick them into fucking gear, but into behaving for the rest of their careers. But at the same time, they just attract the stigma with them too. It'll be interesting to see. I heard, it'll be interesting, that one.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
reckon, especially from
nicotine.
A
Sorry, Eugene. Nicotine is. I need to top up on nicotine and caffeine, in order for me to continue. So I'm just going to be back in 2 seconds.
Yeah, but in terms of those players, though, I think like someone like a Nick Blakey would be pretty good. We need a guy that can even play a little bit of a key defender, can even take the kicks as well. Especially with someone like Howe retiring, he'd be a pretty good option to go get. Especially if he's gonna, I'm assuming he might, given the scandal and everything and how it all plays out, he might come on the cheap. And then Gordon would probably be the other one. I feel like I'd probably avoid the other two.
Well, Warner will go to Western Australia.
Yeah. Warner, I don't even think is even in the conversation. I feel like he'll go to West Coast. And then, apparently there's talks that Heaney might even retire. Apparently he's in that bad of a shape. So yeah. I mean, that would be a really sad ending to a pretty good career, but if it if it is what it is, well, it is what it is. And then the Gordon and the Blakey, those are the two. You can get and even if you even have like Gordon and Swaddling on the wings, I feel like those are pretty good options, because even with Swaddling, he could he'll obviously play some midfield time at the centre bounce eventually, but at least for the next year or two, he could be a pretty good winger. So I'd be pretty
But I just feel it's just thrown a whole like a chain. Like even with us, if we're looking at trading Houston now, teams are going to say, well, whatever we thought Houston was worth, Blake is now up there, as a running halfback flanker as well. So who can kick? There's competition, so it diminishes the value you might get for a player.
Yeah, 100%. And also as well too is as much as we're probably all thinking about it, surely would take a Blakey over a Houston, surely. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't mind Coleman from Brisbane. Bring him to Collingwood, play him on halfback. I mean, he's still kind of in Brisbane's best side. He's been in and out of the VFL a bit, but I mean, he was Brisbane's best player in the 23 grand final.
Yeah, but apparently the guys were saying last night. Yeah. Apparently, the guys last night were saying that he's had a lot of injuries. Like he had two ACLs back to back, but then he's also had some like hamstrings and stuff. So it'd be a bit of a risk to sort of take him. Because that could be something you pay a second round pick, but then it's like if he doesn't get on the park, a second round pick is pretty valuable, especially to someone like O'Brien. O'Brien could turn that second round pick into. I mean, the last second round pick he used, he turned it into Sword League. So there you go.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty hesitant to sort of like let go of anything that's. I mean, yeah, if it's the third or fourth rounder, then it's like, yeah, cool, take it and hope for the best to get like a best 23 player. But yeah, anything that's inside, the second round or better, I think I'd rather hang on to those draft picks, to be honest.
I've watched Coleman, Josh. He can run still. I watched him in the VFL and in the seniors this year. You reckon he's lost his pace?
I was flabbergasted when the Brisbane guys said last night that Kitty Coleman's in the reserves. I'm like, what? Yeah. What?
No, he's had a ton of injuries, and as I said, after the grand final, he's literally he basically did two ACLs back to back, like because Tom Duday, he did a similar thing as well, but he didn't come off a grand final performance, because you could argue that Coleman was probably best on for Brisbane in 23.
Yeah, he was.
Coleman was the one who laid out Sidey when we played him earlier this year.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He laid him out and then kind of like posed to the crowd after it too. like it was, professional wrestling or something, mate. And I remember us. Yeah, and I remember all of us were complaining. No one fucking went up to him and started a gnawing brawl, But from what I remember, that was like a fucking strong legal tackle. From what I remember.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty fair. It was Sidey was wide open. That's the only thing that maybe it was a little bit dirty, but
breaking news. Breaking news, milkshakes is at Macca's ordering a McFlurry as we speak.
But I mean, with this channel, we need to know which Macca's. Is it Clifton Hill?
Can you see?
Every time you mention Macca's, you need to say which Macca's. I feel like that's the thing we got to do from now on.
We're just screaming for someone, just to run off that halfback flank.
Oh
yeah.
All right, shall we? Yeah, go Paul.
I was just going to say I still say that's what we kind of missed from our 23 sides. Like we had a few runners off the halfback flank, and we haven't been able to replace them.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we continue with our the list of players? We've got Geordie, 32 posies, 2 goals. Can someone? I saw someone in the chat earlier say that his 2 goals were really good. I missed both of them. Can you guys back that person up that said that?
I want to say one of them was a set shot, wasn't it?
It's one of those forgetful games, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's once it got to half time, and I think I watched halfway through the third quarter. You sort of knew what time it was. And then the fourth quarter, it was like you were watching it, but because it was like, oh, okay, cool, we're actually kicking some goals, but you knew they were dead goals. So it was like I'm watching, but oh, there you go. MD drove past the Macca's the Clifton Hill Macca's earlier. So there you go.
I think Geordie had it was funny in the first quarter because I didn't notice him at all, but then he got 15 touches.
Yeah.
And
he was getting he was getting involved in all these little handball chains. The one that the best, we had a really good handball chain through the corridor when Nick scored that goal, and I thought to myself, man, we might be on tonight, and how wrong was I?
We did good
best
early,
game
didn't
for a
we?
little while.
Yeah. Because even like Pendles looked all right before he got injured. Like,
he was very lithe and limber, and he was. That's what we were talking about it. And then but I don't know. He seems to he either gets injured against Brisbane or is a late withdrawal against Brisbane these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely his best game for a while though. He presented it. He ran. He looked fit. He was moving.
Yeah.
So, which is good, obviously, going into the next month.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also-
you say that, Paul, the next month, like we've got a whole month of footy coming up.
Yeah.
Stay positive.
Especially as well with like Pendles. I found it really interesting when, and like I can't remember the term of it, but it was like a knee bursa or whatever it was called. I found it interesting when that was the injury that they were claiming it was. And because my first thought was, has he been carrying this all year? Because because this has been something I've been saying for weeks, where it's like you can kind of tell when Pendlebury is either on or off, and it depends if he. And again, this is probably gonna make most people laugh. If he's walking like C3PO, then you know he's gonna have a bad game. But when he's got some flexibility in his knees, that's when he plays well.
Well, so what, you observe him at the start and he walks like C3PO?
Yeah, like his knees just don't move.
Wow.
So I wonder if that's like a bursa thing, because maybe Void can touch on it a bit more, because we're having a bit of a discussion about it. In fact, it can be like a day-to-day thing. Like it's sort of like once it I don't know if it like flares up, but like you can literally like, because that's the thing. Like I remember some of the games he played, even the Crows game. Because every time I watched him, he was always like, there'd be no like how do I explain this? Like in terms of the angles of like where his knees is from the top, like the like basically the femur bone area and then below his knee, there wouldn't be much of a bend. So basically, he would basically walk like C3PO.
Okay.
So that's when he was sort of like he was a bit sort of underdone. But then there'd be games like the Adelaide game, he was bending his knees. So it was just one of those observations where I'm like, oh, okay, he looks a bit flexible and a bit sort of like, he looks like he's done something this week that he's ready to go now. Because he did it. I think it was the Adelaide game when he actually played well, and I'm like, he does look different. What is it? And that was what I sort of found out. Because if you go back and look at some of the games, he doesn't. Yeah, it's very, very like C3PO like, where like his leg just doesn't move.
Yeah.
So I'm actually sort of glad. I know a couple of we were talking before, and a couple of people had said, "Oh, we should have rested him because he got injured." But I'm actually I look at it differently. Like I'm glad he got injured this week and not next week in the game.
Yeah.
So I reckon it was something. Feels like something that was just bound to happen this week or next week.
Yeah.
And I'd rather it happen now, because like I really don't trust his body these days.
Yeah.
Because it is one of those things, and I always hate to say this because it just feels like we're always stating the obvious. Yeah, obviously we will never wish injuries on any players, but I feel like I kind of agree in that sentiment where it's I feel like it is better for him to break down now, because like if he was to do this in like a final, that could literally be us like just completely giving up, and like just completely like throwing the season away. Where at least now it's like, we're going to give a guy, someone an opportunity, whether if it's, someone that's ready to go, or whether if it's a kid that hasn't played a game. We'll obviously see through selection, but it just means that, you take that whole scenario out of it. I feel like that could be that could make a difference between us winning or losing a game, given that if the players want to give up on the season, depending on if Pendles is injured or not. Because we did it in the prelim last year. That whole first half, if that's not waving the white flag, I don't know what was. And then just all of a sudden, we just decided, hey, we can kind of win this if we put in some effort. And then we just put the white flag away, and we nearly won it. So that was a really weird game, that prelim. But
we've never looked good with both Sidey and Pendlebury playing same team.
Agreed.
Thanks for saying that, Paul. It needs to be said too, man.
Yeah.
It just the games where we've looked electric. One of them have been out. Now I'll probably just contradicted myself. The Sydney game where they both playing, I can't remember. But
that was
Pendles didn't
straight
play.
up.
yeah, okay, there you go. So and then the West Coast game, and then the Hawthorn game. Those three games really stick out for me. Yeah, all different results, but it's just the kids played, and I'm just going by the aesthetic of how we looked. Yeah, young, fast, forward handball game, and we should have won against Sydney, and that the exclusion of one or both of them, it just gives us a bit of zip, man. And yeah, but there's nothing. Yeah, look, I would be very, very disappointed if Pendles gets the all clear from the doctors this week and he plays next week, because I reckon it's a risk. He's a risk, man. And if we're going to go into a wild card game, risking someone, he can play. He can only play every 3 weeks, and when he does play, you got to take real care of him for him to not get injured. So, yeah.
Could I just it's not really related. It just popped into my head, and I forget, guys were talking before about whether, like, it wasn't my idea, but I just wondered. I've been thinking more about it. If you brought Howes in, could you play like the other guys were saying that maybe Jeremy Howe could then be played basically as a fourth defender and not playing on an opponent? Is that something you could imagine doing in the finals?
It could be a nice little ace up our sleeve. And I wouldn't be against it.
Like if Houston's not going to play, if Houston's injured, and you just bring in, like, so you would bring in Howes and then just have Jeremy Howe and get Howe just basically play, Houston's role.
Yeah. Yeah, just run around doing whatever you want and don't man up on anyone.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, an interceptor. And he'll do it. Houston. He'll do it better than Houston.
I'm doing tongue in cheek, but he can actually just play as a floating defender and a fourth up and everything. He can do it whatever he wants. Because
all Void is saying is that how he
thought of it. I just been thinking about it.
I'm agreeing with it. I'm agreeing with it.
Yeah, me too. All I'm saying, what Void is saying is Howie replaces Houston in that role, and then we bring in Howes to do what Howie was originally doing. Yeah, that's all. And I agree with that. I like that.
Can you imagine?
But in terms of that though, Howe was doing that role before Noble was doing it though. Because I know it's been a while since we did it, but like, there has been plays that we have actually ran through Howe with. Yes, it's been probably maybe nearly a decade since, or maybe not a decade, but it was probably 5-6 years ago that we did it, but we still did it through Howe for sure.
Yeah. So imagine what sort of damage. Imagine the kind of damage like Jezza could do if
because he's not a key defender.
Because if he doesn't have to man up, if he's not stuck there having to be accountable, he's already damaging enough when he is, playing sort of a key defender role. Do you imagine him coming up the ground and biting off some of those kicks?
Fucking oath.
Yeah. And not just that, you can throw him forward too if you need.
Yep.
Are you listening, Fly? Okay? Are you listening? That is an idea we are projecting to you. Please consider it. Can someone, if there's anyone listening that is involved with the club internally, go up to Fly and give him that idea. And you don't even have to say Voidoid came up with it. Just take you can claim it as your idea if you like, but that's what we just want it to happen. Yeah.
Just to clarify, it was Matt and Sean had floated it to me, so I don't want to take credit for their good work.
Yeah, I'm just trying
But they're
to think of
blacklisted,
if
so we're
I
going to use
actually
you,
start.
Claude.
And my Dalton Trumbo, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I want because I don't think because I know I remember having the conversation for sure. I don't know if I started the conversation though, so I don't really want to be taking credit where I didn't really do anything. But again, when the idea was had, like obviously I had the bit to say. Yeah, so I'll probably give that to Matt in terms of the credit for it. But yeah, no,
Nobody
like
wants
it's
credit for this idea.
But
no,
I was
I'm
gonna
just
say, but pushing it even forward because you got Quaynor coming back, and we think Maynard. So there's two more into defence, and then give it another week or so. If Perryman comes back, then lo and behold, we may end up a bit heavy down there, and Josh Dacos can go to the wing.
And even Perryman can go in the middle, mate, you know,
Yeah.
which I've been calling out for ages. And the one game he played in the middle, he fucking destroyed Naz. Tagged him and got more posies than him, man. Fuck, and he's never been back in the mid since. Come on, man. Fuck.
yeah.
I know we've needed him down back, but yeah.
That's what I
Well,
mean. We've got
speaking-
some little things we could try. Different subtle little shifts, and I reckon it would just it would just change the way we saw they would match up on us, you know. And I just wonder if that would be like enough of a difference, because we just seem like it's just not quite stacking up against the Brisbanes at the moment. And I just think, geez, I just imagine Howe without an opponent. I mean, Howe's dangerous with an opponent, so like without one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would relish it too. He would relish that. Yeah. You could just
Just
see him
also-
fucking dominating games.
Yeah,
Just be
'cause
great
even-
running these
even
tests in
with-
June,
yeah,
not September.
yeah.
Mm.
Because even just to touch
Yeah.
on like Josh as well, I know I'm assuming he's the next guy we're going to talk about, but I mean even for him, like I know he got the 27 disposals and stuff, but like for me, I thought he was like one of our worst tonight in terms of
Yeah.
especially guys that have actually played a lot of games. You know, we need people like Josh to stand up. I was even floating the idea that like if we're not, because I don't know, I'm sort of, it's not that I'm against it. I just don't think Fly will ever throw Josh Dacos either on the wing. I'm not super on board with him going in the midfield, but again, if you made the All Australian squad on the wing, I mean, I feel like, you know, I think there was even at one point I even said today, like, why do we have our All Australian wingmen taking the fullback kickouts? That just makes no sense to me. But I was also thinking that I wouldn't be too mad if we even threw somewhat like a Josh Dacos in the forward pocket, because we know he's got some goal sense. We know he's not too bad of a crummer. And then if we need him to play as a high half forward, as a poor man's midfielder, I feel like he's suited pretty well to that. Like you say all those things about Josh, and you sort of go, yeah, like that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you seen Josh's
know?
goal kicking this year?
I mean, yeah, I have, but that's what a preseason is for, and you can train for it. And I think because he's been, you know, training as a halfback for 2 years now, or his second season playing as a halfback.
No, just say his
Yeah, I
goal
don't know.
kicking. He just left him. I don't know what's happened. Between him and Houston,
Yeah,
the two of
Yeah.
them cannot kick a goal. I know Houston kick one top, but just general kicking on the run, 40 easy shots on goal. They just shank them.
yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah.
All right.
I wonder why. I mean, maybe that's why Fly put him to half back, because like, well, he can't kick goals, so instead of being a half forward, make him play him at half back then. But
I've heard
but
he
two
doesn't
wrongs
like.
don't make a right.
Wasn't there a reason he got taken? Why do I vaguely remember he got moved off a wing for a reason? Was in 2020?
I don't know about the
Well,
wing.
he played half back. So the year before we got Houston, he played half back for the last like 6 to 8 games of the season. But
Okay.
I thought it was a bit of a trial. It was a bit of a trial at the time. But
And then we all
I don't know, I
thought we
guess
got Houston, and that would put him back on the wing. I think, but it never happened.
But Houston got rubbed out like in his first couple of games. for us, and then we
Oh,
put
yeah,
Josh
that's
back
right.
there.
Yeah.
And then when Houston come back, Josh stayed there with him, and he's been there ever since.
And I think
So
as
when
well,
I-
because of that year, that was when also Noble was going out. So maybe it was okay. We know that Noble is gone. Someone's got to do it because who's going to be that guy to then do it. So that's why they threw Josh there, and because they thought he did a good job. That's when it's okay. Let's lock this guy into halfback for the preseason. Because I think that year there wasn't many people that actually noticed him playing off halfback in the last, because he played there for like the last 6 to 8 games, playing a bit of a trial role.
Before that, Sean, Josh Jacobs says he was having a bad season on the wing before getting moved to the halfback line. Can anyone corroborate Josh's statement there?
It's a bit of a terrible answer, but I can't really confirm or deny that. To be honest, I can't remember that far back.
Yeah.
I remember
We
he had
also
a bit
had
of a down
we had
season
an
in
average season.
Yeah. Yeah, we did as a whole.
The year before, though, like he was an All-Australian, a All-Australian wingman the year before. So I don't remember him having such a horrible season to the point where you had to scrap that idea entirely a year later when you were an All-Australian. Like, I mean, do players drop off that significantly? You can maybe make a case if you're in your 30s. A drop off can happen then, but. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I mean, hell, we basically left Houston, on the halfback flank for 2 years. Didn't seem to have an issue there. So,
But yeah, MD said it. But tonight he was off. Like, I know he got 27. I don't know. I don't want to see his disposal efficiency, but he was just off tonight.
Yeah. I find with Josh as well too. Every time you get to quarter time, if you notice, if Josh is having a bad game, he continues to then have a bad game. If he has a good game, he then continues to have a good game. I feel like whenever he starts it in a certain way, he never finishes it differently. In terms like his form, his form is consistent right through. Because I think this season we've had a lot of good games from Josh, but we've also had a lot of bad games from Josh too. So the fact that he was bad in the first quarter, it carried on for the rest of the game. So I wonder maybe Fly could be a bit more proactive with that, where if he's had a bad quarter, maybe it is okay. Let's throw him forward. Let's throw him on the wing. Let's throw him just somewhere else. Because the last thing you can have is a bad player in your defense. Because if you're gonna have a bad player, that bad player is going to make mistakes, and more often than not, if those mistakes will likely be turnovers, the last place you want to be turning it over is in defense.
Yeah. Just take it easy. My cousin Theo gets very upset when people start bagging Josh. So, but he had a shocker today, Theo, and we're just calling it as we see it, mate.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I'm just trying to in terms of something that I've always observed. He doesn't seem to change his form throughout a game. Like, at least in my observations, like when he has a good first quarter, that's when okay, he's on. So he's going to have a good one. But he's had games where he's either been very good or not so good. And he doesn't seem to sort of flip the narrative at any point.
I think he's had a bit of he hasn't had the best year with disposal. His goal kicking, his targets, he's been really off most of the year, in my opinion. He hasn't quite had the impact of years past. I think tonight
he had a cameo of 3 or 4 games where we thought he turned it around, but fuck, man, tonight he was shit.
Yeah.
He went.
I'd like to know how many turnovers he had too, because he did have some shocking turnovers. But it's not about. Also, just want to clarify, this isn't about bagging Josh. This isn't even about bagging any player. This is just observations, and this is just, we're sort of calling it how we see it. And again, even if we're calling it out, we're only calling it out because we hope the club watches these streams and they go, oh yeah, damn, okay, Josh did make some mistakes. Okay, let's go and support him. Let's go. Because if Josh is ignorant to all these things, he's not going to get better, right? And I'm not saying that we're the channel that all this information is going to go straight to Josh, but it's just that thing of as long as we're being honest and stuff, I feel like it all continues right through. So if it seeps into the club, and who knows, maybe Fly does listen to us and he goes, yeah, okay, that's actually very good. That's a good observation. Okay, let me go talk to Josh and sort of see how we can work on that. So it's not about sort of giving Josh crap. It's more observing, okay, well, this is what Josh is doing. Yeah, there you go, 10 turnovers. This is what Josh is doing.
It's
not finding the problem, it's finding the solution.
We're not bagging the guy. We're just stating the fact. When you stand there and watch a guy miss a target 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3 times or whatever, then it's just they're the facts. Can't help it. And at the end of the day, we're about to enter September, and we're trying to critique how we're going to go. And if we can't hit it, if we're going at 60%, guess what? We're going to lose. So.
And that's why he needs to play up the ground, mate, because you'd rather have him turning it over, kicking it inside 50 than fucking turning it over in defence and, in the midfield where you just get fucking burnt, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'll if Josh can turn it around and have his good game. But and again, I feel like it's always a good indication. If he plays well a quarter time, he's on. But same thing goes the other way. If he plays bad a quarter time, he's not going to change the form. So you just have to wish for a good first quarter, and then he continues on with it.
It's got
and like Void said,
sorry, Paul.
No. You go. Yeah.
I was just to say he's got his body language reads a bit differently this year. He looks like sort of his eyes look. Sort of, it's a weird intangible thing, but his eyes looked a bit more dialed in. He seems like kind of a bit. His eyes look like they're wandering a little bit this year, like when he's playing. Like he's either under more pressure or maybe his mind's elsewhere, something like that. I don't know. That's just me reading into it.
Yeah.
The only thing I was going to say, and like you said, Boyd, about Pendles getting injured today, they've been up for a little bit. I reckon they've played pretty well since, other than the Geelong game, they've been playing pretty well. So it's not the first time, Mick, we've gone into the finals, having a shocker, thinking, oh, Jesus Christ. And then we switch on. So if they're going to have a bad day, let's get it over and done with now and not next week and the week after.
Yeah. All right. Now, Nick, the chosen one. Josh's brother Nick. I'll tell you what, I thought he would have got from on the eye. I thought he would have gotten more than 26, man. Did they? They didn't. My visions of Nick today, through the prism of fucking 5 pints, was that I saw that great goal in the first quarter, and I saw him get pinged a couple of times in the second half, probably trying to do too much, as is usually the case. But 26 posies, I thought he was okay. Like, he was always there at abouts. Yeah.
But you didn't watch the last quarter where he sat on the bench, did you?
No, that's why.
If you actually see the stat, time on ground, he only had 62%.
There you go, mate. That's why I've got the experts on here, mate, because
and
people like me care about fucking getting smashed instead of fucking watching the footy, mate.
And then because there was someone that was trying to state facts and say that he had 40% on ground trying to defend him when it was 62%. But and then I think as well too, I can't remember if it's his lowest or it might have been his equal lowest disposal game for the season as well.
Yeah.
I think he had another 26 disposal game at some point this season. So that just shows you how well he's going. The fact that a 26 disposal game is his worst output from a disposal point of view. That shows you how good of a season he's had.
So he sat out. He sat out the whole last quarter.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, was it the whole? I didn't know it was the whole. I know. I remember me and my mate were saying, like, we're trying to work out if he'd been on or not.
Yeah.
No, it was 62%. So what? 75% would be a quarter. So what's that? 13%, a quarter and 13%.
Yeah.
Well, he could have, yeah. Depends how much
Yeah.
other time
So
he's
basically,
on.
quarter and a half. Basically,
Mm.
he didn't play.
Matt Dela Cruz is saying DC and Nick both set out the majority of that last quarter. So it was a Q in the rack thing. And ironically, we kicked a few goals.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
we'll
the
drop
funny
him then.
thing.
If we're going to be kicking goals, you might as well
Yeah.
delist him and sack him.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I
that
was
last
saying, we
quarter,
would've-
that last quarter was a glorified pracky game, pretty much.
Yeah.
It must have been. Yeah.
Because they would have had a few cues in the rack. We just don't notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
because there was at one point, I feel like we got about maybe 5 goals in a row in that fourth quarter. And then I think Lockie Neal had a really good bone crunching tackle on it. Can't remember who it was. And that's when I'm like, oh, okay, we've actually hit a nerve here. I think the pride sort of kicked in for Brisbane, where they were sort of, okay, no, we're gonna start getting some goals back. Because I think they were pretty comfortable with us sort of like kicking a couple, but I think once we got about 5 in a row or something, that's when they sort of like, all right, nah, you guys like, we don't mind like chilling, but yeah, no, this is too much. So yeah.
All right, let's move down the thing now. I'll just mention Will Ashcroft because I want to mention Ed Allen in conjunction with him. Did Ed Allen play a role on Will Ashcroft? And if so, did he succeed?
I don't
No?
know for sure. I mean, every time I saw him, he was getting the ball. So
Yeah.
I don't remember. There was actually
But-
who was getting tagged? Was it Oh god, now I'm gonna kick myself now. Bo had a tag even. There was
Well.
even at one time where even Bo was trying to be pushed off the ball in a centre bounce, not a centre bounce. It was basically a ball up around the 50.
Yeah.
Oh god, Ryan Lester was trying to tag him. He was
Yeah.
trying to put a body on him, so found that pretty interesting.
Yeah.
To where he was like physically like putting him out of the ball up area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So I
tell you
saw
what,
that.
though,
Like, that's very interesting.
I'd love to have a Will Ashcroft, and by that I mean just have a player that all he has to do is stick his 2 arms in the air, and the umpire goes free kick.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's all he has to do.
Yeah.
Put his arms
Oh,
in the air, and the umpire goes free kick. Will Ashcroft. It's like,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah, wouldn't it be
Yeah.
nice?
Yeah. That one where Ed Allen fucking, slightly fucking grazed his hair, and the umpire like free kick straight away.
And he threw
Will
himself
Ashcroft
back at
grazed it.
about he'd been hit by a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, Josh Jacobs, you're an absolute star, mate, with these stats, mate. There's no way I'll come up with this shit, mate. Look at that, mate. DC and Nick played 31% in the fourth quarter. Jeremy Howe, 56%. A lot of managed minutes for our players. Yep, exactly. All right. Okay, Rowan Steele, 24 posies. I noticed he was really busy in that first quarter getting involved in handball chains. That's 2 weeks in a row he's racked up the posies. Lipinski might come back next week. Does Rowan Steele have precarious job security as a result?
No. As much as I would love to say that Steele keeps his spot, no.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty well aware that I think we're pretty well aware with Lipper that he's one of Fly's guys.
Yeah.
I guess he's pretty fly for Fly. That was terrible, that one.
That was gold. Come on.
Yeah.
Look, he's a Temu Lipper. So like Lipper's got a bit more polish than him.
Yeah.
He
So he keeps his spot then, yeah?
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's Yeah. Well, Pendles got injured, so
Yeah. So it's Lipper for Pendles, as Josh
yeah.
Jacobs says. Yeah.
yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Well, see,
I don't
I think Steele might make way because we've still got to bring in the two defenders as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Quaynor comes in for Houston, let's say. I'd almost say Maynard comes in for Pendles.
Yeah.
And then does Lipper come in for, and it's probably out of Steele and Harrison, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. I reckon. Yeah.
I think
Or Long.
Anderson did enough.
Yeah.
What about Long?
Fucking oath. That's one
Well,
thing
then,
about
yeah.
Anderson. Yeah.
He kicked
Like, I
2
didn't
goals.
watch enough of the game, but every time I watched, Anderson was doing something, mate. Yeah.
Anderson kicked 3 goals tonight, didn't he?
3
Yeah.
and missed a couple too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that with Long is I feel like Fly's been playing Long all year for September. And I don't think he's
Yeah.
going to drop him now.
All right.
But I could,
Yeah. Okay. Ed Allen, 23 posies, is consistently getting over 20s now, which we all hoped and prayed for, and it's happening now. This gives us a bit of an opportunity to speculate on Ed Allen's future because 2 years is this his manager being a smartass? What the fuck's going on, man? We should be putting on the table a 4-year deal for this guy. And whatever the fuck we do with Butters shouldn't even fucking affect what we're doing with Allen, in my opinion. It's like that's the vibes I'm getting. The vibes I'm getting is they're not going to give him anything. They're not going to concentrate on his situation until we sort out the Butters situation. And I'm thinking, what does that mean? If we get Butters, we're just going to fucking get rid of Allen. Oh, man. I don't want to lose this kid, man. As much as I want Butters.
I think it just comes down to like a salary cap situation. Like we just don't want to, pay him say 700,000-800,000, and then we pay Butters 1.8, and then we come to find out we're pretty close to the cap or even over the cap. So I think we just want to make sure that once Butters is locked in, then everything else will look after itself. And
okay.
But I mean, I was even saying this in the first ruck content before the game. It's like, I would rather just prioritize Allen. Like, I'd be making sure you lock away Allen before you go get Butters.
I just say, how do we end up with Harry DiMatteo with another year to go and Ed Allen running out of a contract? That's the bit that gets me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Fuck. Milkshakes, being the contrarian that he is, all of us love Gus Anderson. But Milkshakes has thrown a spanner in the works. Always cheats. Getting out the back when the ball rebounds, he gets destroyed. Being too slow to defend.
He was
Milkshakes.
fumbly today.
Yeah.
Very fumbly. Like don't get me wrong, he had some moments and kicked some goals and took some marks, but when he had opportunities under a little bit of pressure, other than the marks in the round, he did fumble it. He dropped some marks, dropped some easy handballs, didn't pick up. Very fumbly.
Yeah. All right. So Ed Allen's game. Don't even have to ask Void. Void's probably got him best on ground.
So we should have had Void. Void would have signed him up for about $10 a week pre-season. We would have had him for another 3 years.
Yeah, we've got to look. As long as they've spoken to him, and as long as they've articulated how they're doing it, in a respectful way, and they're like sold it to him, like you're going to play in we're going to build a premiership midfield, and you're going to be part of it. We just got to see if this guy wants to come to Collingwood, and then we can work out what we can offer you. If it's something like that, as long as it's not, and I don't imagine they've ghosting him and going to make him an afterthought. I think I don't think it's that they're going to get rid of him if we get Butters, but it's more like what they can offer him if we get Butters versus if we don't
And
get Butters.
Because
There'll be a
after
trust.
Butters, it'll be basically a clearer picture, and that's what they're banking on. Because again, I think it comes down to at the end of the day, they just don't want to be over the cap. So once they sign Butters, it'll just be a lot more of a clearer picture, and then they can even go to guys that might get the 1-year deals, like say like Noah House. They could even maybe that they can then give them sort of like the scraps and go, okay, well, we'll give you, instead of like random chips, they can just go, okay, we'll give you an extra 10K or an extra 20K because we've made sure of what the cap is. So it'd be something like that.
Yeah.
It's not just. It could be little things too, like Pendlebury getting injured tonight. Could be, well, there's his contract that could now become Ed Allen's and things like that. There's all different things at play, I think, too. So, because I have heard that Pendle's, like, I was always of the belief Pendle's, Howe, and side bottom are pretty much playing for minimum, minimum wages and stuff. But I've heard that Pendle's is wanting to play on and wants to get paid for it too. So, and I think that's a big sticking point about Collingwood, saying it's one, you retire. I think they're pushing for him to retire, but if he was to play on, he's got to play for nothing, and I don't think he wants to. So and it could be stuff like that.
And like, just to, look, I don't mean to be nasty here, but he did lose a fucking shitload of money in some investment. He got scammed by some fucking shonky investment banker type and lost a lot of money.
Jake Stringer's come and offer him an investment that'll make him all his money.
Yeah.
If you get in on pyramid scams early, you can do all right.
Yeah.
Just don't be the last. Just don't be the last to sign up. That's the key.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the man of the moment. The man who broke his finger, and some people are rejoicing. Some people are happy in his pain, which is fucking terrible, people. How can you be happy about someone breaking their finger, man? But when did he do that? Was that like right at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah, there would have been maybe 2 minutes ago, if that.
Yeah. Safe to say his season has been pretty mediocre. And I'm trying to, and at best, mediocre, man. Like, I know there's some people talking him up. Seriously, man. He started this game, he dropped a fucking sitter, and it could be argued. I can't back this up because I didn't see much of the second half, but some people said to me, Houston fucking killed it in the second half. Did that happen? Like, I can't say anything to that because I didn't watch properly.
Did he kill it? No. Like, it's just, I mean, he just does very Houston things. He just did more of Houston things. Like, in terms of, like, his goal was nice. Like, I feel like as well, too, I feel like it doesn't help with Houston when he's very, one of the things I've used to have for years where, like, he has, like, the Chris Gale effect, where Chris Gale,
the cricketer.
Yeah. So he used to have the Chris Gale effect where he used to cop so much scrutiny because every time he would run in between wickets, he'd always be very slow. But it wasn't necessarily because he was bad at running, because any time there was actually a run there, he would always like burst. But no one would always watch that. It would always be the time when he would jog in between wickets rather than like running. Because, as you watch our teams in like Australia and all that stuff, we're basically brought up to always sprint in between the wickets. So when you sort of see it's a bit of an eyesore. The only thing I can probably say with Houston is that he kind of has that Chris Gale effect where he's very like laid back and like to the point where he can be too laid back. And I think it can affect his skill level at times. And even though it probably is true, I feel like a lot of his motivation levels are affected because he's just so laid back. Because you watch that goal we kicked, like not only did he want it, but it was like you could kind of tell that it was like, okay, here's the moment. I'm going to take this moment. Because you can be laid back, but it's also one of those moments where when it's your time to go or when it's your time to do something, you got to do something.
Yeah.
So that's always like the differences between the two. You can be laid back, but when you got to go or when you got to do something, you got to just do it.
Exactly, man.
And I think
Exactly.
in terms of just doing it, I think Houston doesn't have those moments enough in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sort of like how I sort of see it. Like he's a bit of even like a Marviol Chol does sort of a thing that's similar.
Yeah.
A lot of people will sort of consider him, not that great of a player.
Yeah.
And personally, I think he's a bit underrated. But in terms of little things he does that just don't get put on the stat sheet that impacts moments and winning moments as well. But yeah, I feel like Houston's in that same boat where you sort of see him jogging around and you sort of get this impression, and it might be just the Australian culture. Like we see something like that, we see someone jogging, we seem to call it laziness, and I mean watching him a bit this year, I think there is a little bit of truth to it, but it's not the complete truth.
Yeah.
But again, just the motivation levels are just like not where they're supposed to be. But then you'll have moments like kind of similar to Bo. Bo's also another one where like he probably his motivation levels are very up and down, and it also affects his form as well. So
I asked the guys before.
Yeah.
Do you think that we got him on a downswing? Like the game's gone past him, and we just happened to get him just right on the precipice of his like just
downfall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
He
Yeah.
had the All Australian year, and then we kind of got him on the decline. Could that
I don't
be?
even know if it's that. I reckon there's a bit of like you look at certain players and like you look at Butters taking his time, and you got other players who go and analyze a team and say, all right, where can I fit into this game plan? I don't feel like he did that, and I don't feel like we did that. Like I feel like there's an element of he was just wandering in the nightclub and we were standing at the beer goggles just before the lights were about to come on. Like he was like he went to Carlton, he went to Melbourne, and then suddenly he ends up with us. Do you know what I mean? Like, and no one knows how it happened. Like, and now the lights have come on, and it's like, what the fuck have we done? Like, it's literally like that. It's like he didn't look at our side and go, yeah, from day one, I think I can play to this, and we will fit into this team. And Collingwood didn't look at him and go, all right, this is a guy we need to target. Like, it just kind of happened right at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was smart by either side.
Yeah.
It just what makes me concerned a little bit is because the game's gotten more speed on it this year with the rule changes, especially. And I could almost swear he's gone downhill even since last year. And I know that even Pendles, like I reckon Pendles might have looked a little bit better without the rule changes too. I think they're starting to just expose guys that might already be wanting for a little bit of pace. It's just kind of making them look a lot like giving them a little less time to get rid of the football, putting them under a little bit more pressure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Also, as well with the comment about the decline as well. I mean, I just looked it up. He's 29 years old. I just don't like entertaining the idea of talking about declines of anyone that's under the age of 30. And again, like even when you watch him in game, when he switches on, like he hits targets, like he'll kick the ball and he'll hit someone on the tit, like so when he wants to be his best version, he is his best version. So I know this is going to sound strange, but like it's not that he can't be good. It's more he's just choosing to not be good. Like it's like even though it's not, it may be more of a subconscious thing, but he's just not in the right frame of mind to be like, okay, I'm going to put the best version of myself. Like it's not. I don't believe it's this active thought in his head. if that makes any sense.
It's confidence. I think it's. But I also think there's a couple of parts to it. Obviously, he hasn't played his role. 100% has not played his role. He hasn't stood up. But then, we threw a lot of money at him. We gave picks away. We gave Noble away, and I'll come back to Noble. But we gave Noble, and we did give two because we got a first round draft. People forget we got a first round draft pick for Noble that we gave. So we actually did give 2 first round draft picks for him. People remember that. So he's arrived. He hasn't performed. There's more pressure on him now than ever. He thought he was coming from Port and he was going to get pressure, and he was used to it. There's more pressure on him than ever, and he's not dealing with that. And then his confidence has dropped off, and it just mounts up. But on top of that, though, clearly he's not a fast player, and every year since he's come at Collingwood, speed has become more and more important. And the guy we gave away, his deficiencies were height and probably not as good a kick, Noble. But the one thing Noble did have was fleet of foot. We actually, and what's become more important is that speed is what, Noble probably has gotten more important and better over the last couple of years because his speed's become better and more suited to the game, where his disposal is probably now better than what Houston's is. And that was the big thing we thought we were getting. So, yeah, we've lost out on both, we've given away 2 first rounders, lost Noble. It's just, no good. And Richards on top of all that as well.
Is it true what John says? Was he playing on Lohman? I didn't notice him matching up on Lohman, but maybe I just didn't pay attention. Was he? Because
he did. He was on him at times. I can't tell you he was on him all the time, but he was on him at times.
Also with the Mello the topic there as well too, I feel like there's again, we're not going to know for sure, so maybe it is a bit of a tinfoil hat thing. But that actually would actually come across as if that was to be true, that actually wouldn't shock me. Because Silvani and Houston were pretty close. I believe one of the main reasons why he wanted to go to Carlton was because of Silvani, and I think because Voss was also a midfield coach over at Port. Those were the 2 connections, and now that Silvani's over at St Kilda, I'd like to I'd like to know the chances of
Interesting.
I'd like to know the chances of, or just everyone's thoughts on his chances of actually leaving. I'm pretty convinced now. I think he's gone. And I think St Kilda might be at the club.
Well, Paul and I already did this trade 2 months ago.
Yeah.
We sent him to St Kilda for a first round pick.
Well, for pick
Is
8.
Is that realistic though? A first round pick?
Oh,
and this is where I say now the Sydney saga throws a spanner in. Pre-Sydney, you probably could have got a first round pick for him. Now you've got him and Blakey on the table. It's is he first rounder now? And this is where that's why I'm saying I reckon the Sydney throws a whole new lens over all the trades. What's Buttersworth compared to the Sydney players and what you can get them for.
Heaney, Warner, or Lizard? Pick one. Is there one too available? There's about 9 of them available, isn't there?
Yeah. I'd be taking the Lizard, and I'll be taking Gordon. And
Gordon was one of them?
Nah.
Gordon's not in it.
Nah.
Okay. Well,
Gordon went to sleep. Gordon was sound asleep, mate.
Well, who were the people in it then?
Bice is the other. Bice.
Milkshakes would know. Give me all the names. Milkshakes.
Jordan, Bice,
Warner,
Heaney, Lizard, and Warner. Yeah.
I'm pretty confident on Warner going to a WA club, and I think it's West Coast. I think he's been trying to tee that up for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's in any rush because West Coasters aren't that good. And I think that's why he sort of held off talks because he's waiting for them to get good.
But on the subject of Goulden, you've also you might actually have a bit of spill of some players that weren't involved who don't want to be part of the culture, as well.
I
So
mean,
you
I'll
could
take
have.
Gordon then.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I'd take
Yeah.
Gordon. See if you can prize him out. I
Yeah.
love that guy, superstar.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a inside midfielder. James Rowbottom. I'd be having a look at him. He's pretty good.
Apparently, Paul knows more than all of us about this whole Sydney situation, but I'm not going to ask him to say anything because I don't want to get shut down. All good. All good. All right, let's move on to Bo McQuarrie. How was his game today? As I have constantly referred to tonight, I didn't see a lot of the game and I did drink a lot. So I cannot give you my usual expert analysis on the game.
Yeah, I'd
as a
say
result.
he went back to his previous form. In terms of not the Hawthorn game, but the form before that. But it was one of his better games in those patches, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, 17 posies is
Yeah.
overs for him. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Other
5
than-
clearances, yeah.
I was gonna say, other than not hitting the scoreboard, it was back to good Bo. A good Bo game.
Yeah.
Other than probably usually kicks a goal.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
would.
if he's kicking a goal or two, then you probably go that's a great Bo game. But yeah, I think we're pretty used to good Bo games. So I think at this point, if we're getting good Bo games, then that's good. But yeah, I don't know. There's all especially for me, like I don't know if it's just me issue because. I did tout him as a pretty good talent. I still think he is a good talent, but like again, he needs his feet to be held to the fire a bit because I just don't think he improves or gets better without that happening. But yeah, at least it's one of his better games from previous weeks.
I am a huge Bo fan. I think his defensive pressure and tackling is really underrated. And when it dropped off, I think that's what pushed Schultz further up the ground. And now he's stepped up. Schultz is back close to the goals and that. So I think it's a twofold benefit to us. But I at the same time, and you've touched on it a few times, Ultimate, that he's not, he doesn't live and die for. I think he's always going to be a bit of a tease. He's never going to. He's never going to strip the skin off his chicken. He's never going to train like Nick Dacos. He's never ever going to see his full potential. He's just going to have moments, I think, because he might when he hits 27 and he grows up, and then he can see the end, and he will then. But I think at the moment, I think what we see is what we get.
Yeah. Josh Jacobs. Sorry, Sean. Josh Jacobs is going to bed, but Josh, man, I need you for fucking stats, mate. Because when I come up with my fucking statements, and I haven't got any stats to back them up, you always come and save my ass. Keep the phone next to your pillow. Try not to fall asleep, and please, man. But thanks for joining us. You're an absolute legend. All right, go, Sean.
I was just about to say, just to finish on with Bo, like. I know that there's been the reports from my Tassie and stuff. I'm still going to stick to my guns on this. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves, but it won't be for Tassie. I feel like he'll go to one of the South Australian clubs. I mean, Port makes sense because we'll try and get Butters. But I think when there's smoke, there's fire. I think I think they're trying to up his price a bit. But again, normally when you try to up your price, you don't go to you don't ask the club that's going and getting him. So yeah, don't be surprised if we go into the 2027 season and we don't see Bo on our list because he might be at the Port or the Crows list. I can see that potentially happening because it just doesn't make sense for him to go to Tassie unless if there's like some weird rule where he can play on our list, but we still get like future draft picks or something, which I think that might be in play, but I don't know. I just don't see. I feel like something is up with Bo. I just don't know exactly what it is.
He can go to Tassie end of next year, though.
No, yeah, no, but I'm saying in terms of what's been like reported. I'm just saying if he is to go at the end of at the end of this year, it'll be to like a South Australian team.
Oh yeah, I don't think we'll lose
and
him this year. I think he'll go Tassie into next year.
yeah. If he survives this year, then he probably is going to Tassie.
And look, as much as I love him, I reckon he's fucking.
Yeah.
But if we can get a top 10 draft pick for him, I'll take it.
Yeah, so I'd drive him to the airport myself. See you, bud.
Because I say, like we're talking about Shane O'Brien, he just picked Swadling with pick 37 or whatever. Let's trust our recruiters sometimes and give them some good draft picks to play with, and actually let's see what they can do with them. Because if they can give us a Swadling with pick 37, let's maybe they can give us a Logan Morris with a top 10 draft pick. So.
Yeah, don't think it's best to speak about his dad. To be honest, we'll move on from that one.
Why not, man? What did his dad do?
There's nothing wrong
You
with
don't
having
know.
a
No, I know, but we can speak about it. Fuck, it's fucking 3 a.m, mate.
It's such a nothing burger.
He didn't do anything wrong. He just put it out there.
He went on OnlyFans and fucking gave a woman some money. Nothing. It's a total nothing story, right?
I don't think it was even that. He just literally said hi. He basically sent a personal message saying, "Hi, I'm so and so."
Hey, I'm Bo's dad.
It's so funny.
He read somewhere that she slept with 700 guys in 1 year, so he thought maybe I could be 701. So
it's funny how puritanical like the media still is.
Yeah.
When I heard that story, I thought, "Oh wow! Like a guy's like into porn. Wow, shocker."
All right. Steele side bottom. Now, watching the first half, every time he touched the ball, the crowd cheered because he's announced his retirement at the end of this season, and there were cheers, but he was always getting fucking caught and fucking. But he was doing some good things in that first quarter. But apart from that, it was just another sidey game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He had 6 kicks, mate.
There you go. Tells everything up.
Can I just bring up quickly? I'm just noticing like a big handball kick differential in a lot of our players. Like we seem to just have more handballs than kicks. And if you're watching the game, I think we did move it by hand a lot more than by foot.
Yeah.
Wonder if we're trying that handball game still.
Yeah. It was weird. Yeah, it seemed like we were trying that handball game, but they were all over us. We just could not get a clear ball out. And as soon as we turned it over, bang, they spread and they just went forward, man. Yeah.
And each handball was another opportunity to fumble. Like it came off a couple of times and it did look good, but most of the time we're fumbling just like handball receives. Like,
All right.
There's a comment saying that if we lose Bo, that's us finished, and that could be, that could start the cliff. I mean, I will say this in terms of Bo, when he doesn't play, our pressure seems to go right down. So, not to say that I'll necessarily agree, but it is interesting that I think Bo has more impact than we think. Because I remember there was a game he missed. Yeah.
I'm a huge Bo fan, and I think we underestimate his pressure. But I would be hoping with another preseason that, like for instance, Harrison can maybe step up a bit more into that role, and then and on top of that, you got to say, all right, if we lose Bo for a top 10 draft pick, now if we pick up a forward or a defender, no worries. But if we pick up a midfielder, normally a top 10 draft pick midfielder is playing by about round 4. You know what I mean? And getting 30 possessions in the second half of the season type thing. So
and worst case scenario that midfield the midfielder would at least be playing forward as like a poor man's midfielder, like half forward or something anyway. Yeah.
And you'd be hoping if he's a top 10 draft pick and he's a midfield, he's going to be quick. And if he's quick, he can chase and he can tackle and stuff like that. So Yeah, it's
No,
not just what you
O'Brien's
lose;
the coach.
it's what you can get.
Yeah.
How fast is Harry Di Mattia compared to Bo?
Apparently,
near
over
it.
20 meters, he's really quick. Apparently, he's been winning 20-meter sprints at the club.
Wow.
I just
Yeah.
wonder if there's a another way we could use him somehow, like in that pressure role, like that Bo does.
Di Mattia, you
Yeah.
talk about?
Well, they've
Yeah.
been doing it in the VFL for a bit. I know, Mick. We had a week where we were giving him shit. That was when that was one of the weeks he was playing his half forward role, and he kicked two
Yeah.
goals in a minute, and we were giving him shit the whole game.
Well,
he
in the
played his
end-
best game.
Taylor Adams couldn't kick, and we played him as a pressure forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you did say we recruited him to replace Taylor Adams, didn't you?
Yeah,
Well,
right
yeah,
down.
they gave
right
him his
down,
number.
right down to the very last attribute.
Yeah,
Mm.
pretty much. Yeah, no,
Mm.
because he was an inside midfielder in his draft, won a shit ton of clearances when he'd play for God, who did he play? Was it Stingrays? I want to say it was for Dandenong Stingrays. And yeah, he'd just win clearance after clearance. I want to say he had games where he had like 15, 16 clearances.
Mm.
Yeah, it was insane. But yeah, yeah, the comparison going into the draft was definitely Taylor Adams, and Fly liked that a lot.
But Matt
Clearly.
Dela Cruz is right. When Bo tackles, you stay tackled.
Yep.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure that guy bench presses small cars on his days off because he's as strong as an ox.
That's why we love him, mate. And that's why we kind of look at him and think, fuck, you could be anything, mate, you know?
Yeah.
It's not only the tackling, it's the speed. And when he's running with the ball, he looks great, doesn't he, you know?
Yeah.
And
he can kick.
Sometimes, yeah.
He can kick the ball 65 meters.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in terms of the club, I think I mentioned it. I might have mentioned it on the opposition show. Yeah, I think I mentioned it with Bergs and stuff. When it comes to Bo is actually I think outside of Frampton, he actually lifts the most in terms of like a bench press.
Mm.
So outside of Frampton, he's actually like the second highest. I don't know, what do you call it? Like in terms of the bench press, he lifts the second most weight at the club.
Yeah. Who's the most? Billy Frampton.
Yeah, Frampton.
Oh, he's got the size and weight to back him up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been like a pound for pound thing, but it was Frampton and then Bo was second.
Oh, okay. All right. Ned Long, 15 posies. To be honest, didn't see him much. All I did, I saw him get pinged when we were making a foray forward and we just overused it. And someone handballed it to him. He got pinged and they turned it over and kicked the goal. Ned Long, the Ned Long, the conundrum mixed up with a fucking enigma, mixed up with a fucking, what's the other one?
In a cocoon.
Yeah. Mate.
Well, he did have 12 tackles, though. That's a positive.
There you go. There's always something that fucking contradicts my bagging of someone.
There'll be a possession chain where he really, really looks good, where he'll put a lot of heat on a handball and get it out of a tight space, and it just darts out like a shotgun. But then it's just always a degree off, just misses.
We just need.
Or just goes a little bit size, a little bit too hot, a little bit past them. Just yeah. He's like Bam Bam in the Flintstones. He just doesn't sort of just rockets everything. Like just puts heat on everything he does. The ball chucks on his boot, kicks it 70 meters. Doesn't care where.
Yeah.
We just need to
come
up with
just
a rule.
bigger version of Taylor Adams.
Yeah. We need to come up with a rule. Every sort of contested, sort of ball up or clearance or any sort of contested, someone must stand about 20 meters at about 11 o'clock. Just stand there and long nose. If you get it, that's where you handball. Just not anywhere. 20 metres, 11 o'clock. That's where you must handball it. And we need to have a player. Maybe Sidey can just do it. Just stand there and wait. Because he just gets it and handballs it, and it never comes off. Or rarely comes off, I should say.
He looks good doing it. Like, it looks good watching him. It just looks bad when you see where the ball ends up. But he actually looks really slick in those situations. It's just the outcomes fucking shit. But
Yeah.
Has there ever been a bigger discrepancy to the way some bloke plays and the way some bloke is in their real life? Because apparently he's like a real smart fucking, I don't know, lawyer or business type off the ground, yeah? Like he's a real fucking, smart guy.
Well, one of the biggest ones. He played for Ruckman from Bulldogs back in the day. Bill
Minson.
Minson. He apparently was really smart.
Yeah.
Because they did a whole segment on him. Because he would always be playing footy, and he always just come off as like that dumb ruckman. But I think he got fed up with all with all the narratives of how dumb he was. And then I think he challenged someone on one of the media shows. It might have been like the footy show or something.
Yeah.
And I think he challenged like maybe like Sam or someone like that. But hey, like let's do like an IQ test, and I guarantee I'll absolutely smash you in it. And I think it was something with a Rubik's cube. Like he solved a Rubik's cube in like fucking like 2 or 3 seconds or something. Like
Speaking of Will Minton, I've got a story. I've actually met him, this is a weird story, and it backs up what you just said, Shawnee, because he was where was it? It was somewhere in the inner western suburbs. Anyway, a mate of mine was living there in this unit, and he just told me my mate told me that one of the neighbours has invited him over to his house for a kind of barbecue kind of thing, and my mate says my mate didn't know much about footy, and he's like, I think he's a footy player, and I was intrigued, and I kind of like tagged along, and Will Minton sent kind of like he went up to they were living in this like little small street thing. He invited everyone in his street to come over to his house for a big barbecue, yeah. And so I went over as well, and kind of like, he was really articulate, and he was one of those people that does that, like a real open kind of person. And I'm pretty sure this was during his playing days too. And I always thought that very peculiar.
I think Longy's I think Longy's from like I think he's from a rich family or isn't he from like out Q way or something?
Oh, okay. Old money, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. I think don't hold me to that. I think that's where he's sort of originates from.
Yeah.
I mean, most of these players are all from like private schools, yeah.
That's the thing. We forget about that.
Not always.
Yeah, but like the majority of them would be though.
Billy Brownless went to.
I have heard he's a really.
He was Assumption College, wasn't he?
Yeah, Billy Brownless.
I have heard he's a great kid. Like he's a lovely bloke, and like as in really, really respectful, really nice guy.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys hear the story about him with like one of the first days he was at Hawthorn and they did like the swimming activity? Yeah, apparently he was like trying to impress like the Hawthorn guys, and he was going from like lap to lap, and apparently he was so prideful in the way that he wanted to do it because he wanted to like impress. Apparently he because like swimming, you have your head up to like breathe and stuff, but he wasn't obviously smart enough to understand that you had to put your head to the side to breathe. But he's literally going like from back and forth in like the swimming pool to do like all these laps so he could be like the best swimmer in the team, so he could gain the respect of his teammates. But he basically had his head down in the whole like his head in the water, so he wasn't able to get any actual air into his body. And they got to the point where he ended up winning it, but then when he actually came out, he actually passed out. So he actually nearly like, I probably shouldn't say the word like you know, he obviously passed out in the water, so you can imagine the scenario there. And then they had to like, you know, use like CPR on him and everything to like get him back. Yeah, it was just the whole. Apparently, it was like this whole, you know, scene and everything like that. And yeah, he was basically resuscitated and stuff, and he obviously came back to life, and he was all good. But yeah, I can't remember how many laps he did, but yeah, he ended up beating the guy, and he ended up being like the best swimmer in that sort of like drill or whatever. But it was just sort of interesting. Yeah, and it was just it was fascinating. I can't remember where it might have been because he was interviewed maybe last year somewhere, maybe on Tom Mitchell's podcast or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just seemed like a really like good guy, honest guy. But yeah, he's also sometimes he can do some things where it's like where he's not necessarily the brightest as well.
Yeah.
Geez, that's got to be a world first. Jeez.
What's that?
Oh, what he did? Drowning himself.
Yeah, no, he was literally because apparently, so I think he even said it himself. Because obviously, when you swim, you leave your head to the side so you can breathe. He didn't do that, so the whole time his whole head was underwater, and he was like swimming laps from back and forth, and he swam so far to where he like passed out, and they had to perform CPR on him.
Someone shouted, "Ned needs meds."
I'm laughing at Warble because I was sitting there, Ultimate, you're telling us he's a genius, and now you're telling us he forgot to breathe, so I'm just a bit confused.
I mean, in my defense, he was underwater, so...
We'll put it, he's very competitive, all right?
No, did I say he was smart? No, I said Will Minton was smart. Wait, no, I can't even remember now. Holy shit!
You told us he was like book smart and he was like he's quite well spoken and all.
No, I said Harry was book smart.
Yeah,
I thought it started with Long.
Yeah, but Ned Long is actually like academically fucking gifted or some shit.
I didn't say that.
I brought it up.
Yeah.
I brought it up because I was
sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say because I mean my memory's not that great at the best of times, but yeah.
It's 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. man. Forgive us.
Man. That was just a hilarious moment on this stream, right? You're telling us he was smart and he forgot to breathe.
Is there much to talk about the rest of these guys? DC. What else can you say? Shooter, Crispy, Frampton.
I was going to say that's the one, Crispy. Like, where are we at with Crispy?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm even willing to even have him in the conversation of even retiring. He's starting to be that bad. Yeah. I'm not saying to retire him, but he needs to. I feel like we need to start the discussion.
Yeah.
Like his kicking's not that great. He had 5 kicks. He's getting 13 possessions. Like, I know everyone had a bad game today, but like,
yeah. Matt, he needs a breather.
Matt, who are you talking about? Or Ned?
Yeah, it could probably go for both of them, man.
Yeah,
and I do feel like what would Chris be like with a week off? Do you know what I mean? Like with a couple of weeks off. Like we don't know because he never has it, but
yeah. Yeah, fuck, it's been a long fucking time, with Crispy now. These mediocre, middling type performances, man. It's been fucking ages. He's had moments, but fuck, he's never had I don't even think he's been the best players in the last fucking good fucking 12 weeks, man.
I'd almost say that's Harry DiMatteo type performance. Like,
yeah.
Like, could you take, I don't think he's any quicker than Harry.
Yeah.
Also, as well, what's the harm in playing someone like a Crisp in the VFL and just having guys like that with so much experience just to sort of teach these guys, even if it's just for like, a month or two. Like, you start the season, and you're playing VFL first 2 months. All right, let's throw and I'm not saying like, oh, let's throw Nick Dacos in there, but let's throw some guys that have that 250, 300 games that you're like, okay, they're probably fringe players now, but like, let's throw them in the VFL. Let's give them a bit of a run. Let's sort of give them a bit of a few easy kills so that they can get their season going. And then when they earn their spot back, they're then like in form and they're ready to go. A few of the guys they then come in for, they then drop to the VFL. They now have a bit of confidence because they've got all the belief in the fact that they've gotten those AFL games. Those are the types of players I'd be sort of like looking at and going, you can then make a good VFL team out of that. And if you're having someone like a Chris down there, doing his thing, being a leader and all that stuff, I feel like that could the momentum of like confidence, belief, talent, all that can skyrocket when you have, someone like setting the standards, like what Jack would potentially do.
Yeah. Look, finals are coming up, and he's got the runs on the board with finals, hasn't he? Apparently, he's him and Geordie, they step up in finals. So let's just hope and pray. He's not getting dropped. Yeah, a lot of us are saying, oh, he needs to get. He's not getting dropped, man.
No, but I'm saying, I mean,
yeah.
like in terms of myself and Void, like we've had this conversation a bit, and like going into next year, we sort of need some AFL experience. Even if you get some has-beens, like let's just get some guys. If they played 200, 250, 300 games, let's get them in the VFL team.
Now you get a prompt Void to start talking about Gresham. Sorry, Void, to throw that in, man.
You broke up. I didn't hear it. What did you say?
Just to say his name again.
No, really, I didn't hear it. It broke up a little bit when you were talking.
I know you talk about experience, but it's like we're going to get Hogan, Neil, who's the other one? Stringer, Gresham.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to get anyone under 30? It's like just someone.
It's talking about Gresham, Void. Gresham.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll stand by that. No, nobody will pick him up, but I think it's worth a look.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I feel like if you can have a well-performing VFL side, it's only going to help. And because that's the thing, a lot of these teams that have success, they have good AFL sides, but they also have good VFL sides too. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think if we can give a bit of a boost to our VFL team, I don't think there's much harm in that.
A guy like Gresh, he gets like pretty much every week. He kicks four or five goals every week in the VFL. Gets about 20 odd touches every week. Even if you halve that to 10 and the goals to like 2 or 3 at AFL level, that's still something.
Oh, how about the comments from the package wanting to be with his family in Victoria? Yeah.
Who the fuck is the package?
Stringer.
I don't want to say his name.
Stringer.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He's
fuck
that.
Yeah, wanting to freaking be with his family apparently.
He just comes out and didn't he declare I want to play for Collingwood? I think that's what he said. So well, he can. Well, actually, it'd be really funny if he comes to the club and he goes, we'll sign him up, and then we take him through this other little door, and then we take him to meet Matthew Locken, and he's playing for Collingwood. It's a different version of Collingwood.
I'm just going to bypass Billy Boy. We know what Billy Boy does. It wasn't his fault. We copped fucking 1 million goals. I want to talk about Gus Anderson. Milkshakes fucking bagged him before. Broke my heart because I love Gus Anderson. Kicked fucking 3 goals. Missed a couple. How many behinds did he get? He kicked 3 goals, 2. Fucking a couple of weeks back, we thought he was cooked and we thought, give him a rest, but we gave him one more game, that Hawthorn game, and he's still in the team, and I would keep him in. That forward line, I like him in that forward line, Gus. of course, he could do a bit more, but he tends to, he loves a goal, and he's dangerous all over that forward line from outside 50 to close in with his tackling and all that. Yeah,
Yep.
we
Is
like
that
what
is
he's
that
bringing now. Yeah,
is,
go
is
for
that
He's
it.
the first
only
time is that the first time he's kicked 3 goals as well?
Pretty certain, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Mm.
and that's like the most goals he's kicked in his career
Yes.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'd be happy with that. Look, we've got to just temper our expectations with him because he's just come in, hasn't had a full he's only one pre-season with us. I reckon he'll be a lot better next year and could be like we might lose McCreary. I don't know what the fuck's happening there, but as long as we've got the likes of this guy in, it's good. Yeah. And he's just got to develop other aspects to his game. That's all, man. But yeah.
I think players like him and Ed Allen, it's that when you step up, like you play twos or you play, seconds or whatever, and then you get a couple of tastes in that, but you're training over the summer just to try and get good enough to be a regular member of the ones. But once you're in the ones and you're a regular member of the ones, that next pre-season, now you're trying to tweak aspects of your game that will make you better. Do you know what I mean? You're not just trying to get better as a footballer as a whole. You're actually getting specific and where you need to get better.
Yeah.
It might be a bit of fitness. It might be a tweak here, understanding outside football, whatever. Ed will be more focused now on certain aspects of his game, whereas before he was just trying to get better, just trying to get a regular game. So that first pre-season, once you're a regular into the team, is where you start to really develop. I believe, anyway.
All right. Before we talk about Harvey Harrison, I need another coffee refill. I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys.
The conundrum of Harvey Harrison.
Yeah, where do we sit with Harvey? Because I feel like,
Well, he's
I
doing
like
less. Everyone likes him, and everyone, wants him, but he's doing less than when we criticise Bo McCreary type stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like he's I guess he's a fringe player at this point, where if someone's coming back through injury or form or whatever, I feel like he's one of the first ones in the conversation.
Him and Will Hayes.
Yeah, even Will. Like I felt like it was even. I want to say he got a disposal like in the 3rd or 4th quarter, and when he got it, I'm like, oh, okay, he was playing tonight. Like I was actually surprised that he was like playing. I feel like those are never. That's never really a good sign if you're nearly about to finish the game and it's like, oh yeah, oh shit, okay, that guy played today. Like
Which is why I think one of these two go out for like Lipper type thing.
Yeah, well, someone Pendles will be out for one.
The only thing I like,
but you got Maynard and IQ coming in as well.
Yeah, and then you got Houston being injured as well. Hopefully, he's out for a few weeks. Yeah,
I think it's Pendles, Houston out for Maynard and IQ, and then it's Lipper is the next one. Who goes out for Lipper?
I just like the leg speed they bring. That's mainly what I'm liking at the moment. And that we just don't see. I just sort of like the leg speed that they bring because I don't think we've got much else in the VFL that's as quick as them. That's an upgrade.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
that's my only thing with them. Yeah.
I know. I agree. But then you've got to use this. You kind of got to use that leg speed and use it when you get it. I don't know. Like, is 10 and 9 enough?
Are we talking about Harvey?
Harvey Harrison and Hayes. We're just saying. I was saying, like, I think I think like Pendlebury, Houston out at this stage based on their
Okay.
injuries with
Yep.
Maynard and IQ coming in.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say Lipper comes in, and I think it's out of probably Harrison and Hayes who probably go out.
Yeah.
And at the two of them, like we've been bagging Bo, but the two of them, like they're getting less possessions of what Bo was when we're bagging him. You know what I mean? Like he's they're not, and we keep giving them, you know, like a pass, but we're hitting September now, like, you know, 9 and 10. Like I like their speed. Don't get me wrong. I like their speed. I like their pressure. But you know, Will had 2 tackles. Harry had Harvey had none. So
yeah, he had a quiet one, didn't he? Harvey. Yeah.
And the other thing I think with Bo playing better, we probably don't need. I think when Bo was playing not so great, Harvey and Bo were kind of doing the one role, if that made sense, and then which pushed Schultz forward. Now Bo's doing 12 tackles. Maybe we don't need Harvey quite as much.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. Yeah, for that third omission, you got the two injuries. Then you got one omission to get for Lipinski to come in. Yeah, so it's not going to be Rowan Steele because he got the numbers this game. He got the possessions. You're right. It feels like it's going to be Harrison, Hayes, one of those two, man. It's going to be a hard one. I would. Yeah, it probably will be Harrison, man. I'd keep Hayes in just for his goal sneak now. You know, you just want that. Yeah.
And there's been a couple of times where Harrison's had an opportunity to have a shot, and he seems apprehensive. He'll pass it when he should have a shot.
Yeah,
which is a bit disappointing.
Just back yourself, kid. Yeah, I know. Even last week when he had that fucking opportunity and he had no left foot, it's just like just attempt it, mate. You know, just try it, man. Like you've never kicked with your left foot in training. You know, I know. You know, you're probably not confident with it, but you're getting fucking. You're under pressure, mate. There's no time to try and kick a goal with the outside of your right on the wrong side of the fucking goals. Yeah, just try and kick it with your left, man. We probably would have kicked it, man. Anyway, yeah. Charlie West.
And then our forward line.
Yeah. I know. Huh? Look at that, man. Fuck, that's damning, mate. Our forwards got, Charlie West hit the scoreboard. Now, Charlie West, the Brisbane guys that come on last night, they said Harris Andrews was going to be picking up West. We got belted, but Charlie West can hang his head up high, saying he kicked fucking 3 goals on Harris Andrews, playing as a defensive role, in a defensive role. A lot to ask of a 20-year-old kid, but it's part of his learning process. And this is wouldn't call it a breakout game. Close to it. It would have been a breakout if we fucking won. We would have all said it was a breakout game, but or if the result was like if it was a tight game and we lost even. But he keeps delivering like this, and the name Jack Buller will be someone that just can't. We've seen what Jack Buller has done, and Charlie West has come in and assumed that spot for himself, mate. And he's not going to come up. He's not going to come up against Harris Andrews every week,
And Chris's prediction was Charlie to kick 3. He got it.
Did he? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the vault notes here.
He said it on Pies Footy, I think, in the pre-game.
Okay. Well, he didn't put it in the vault. Now the vault counts in the Warble, and it counts on Ultimate Greatness's shows, but not on Pies Footy. You can't go on Pies Footy
There you go.
Charlie West is just a work in progress. He's going to have good games, bad games. That's just life. You accept it.
I will say this on, because especially with like milkshakes as well, when he says Harrison needs to play full-time midfield in the full-time midfield, I feel like that would probably be the next step of progression for him. Yeah, definitely rate that. I feel like he had two games in the midfield where he was very good, like to the point where he was best on ground for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I would sort of, especially now that we're sort of a bit blessed for small forwards at the moment. I'd be sort of, and we kind of don't have we don't even really have a winger. So whether if he plays wing or if he plays midfield, that's where I'd probably try and see if we can maybe get some VFL time into him and try and get some midfield time. And I think as well, going into next year, he's going to have like a full full preseason. It's going to be a completely fresh year for him. And hopefully the ACL is completely behind him. I think we might see. Because in terms of Harrison, I can definitely see a lot of his strengths like help out either the wing or the midfield. But getting that burst speed out of the middle would be pretty exciting. So we can develop that in the VFL, and then when he's ready, I'm sure there's going to be some injuries at some point. There always is. We can play him in the AFL squad when it's time.
Clearly, Fly rates him. Like he brought him back probably pretty quick and played him, even though and playing him, when you'd probably argue at times he was probably on the chopping block and he's chopped others. So Fly clearly rates him. So he's going to get his opportunities. But right now, for the next week, I think he might be the one that has to make way, potentially.
Yeah. And just going back on Charlie West, he's a good kick for goal, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck it, hell, man.
No, give us time, mate. We'll get that out of him.
Yeah. Now, with his kicks at goal, I only saw. What are you laughing at? What did I say?
Paul slipped a joke in there.
Okay, sorry.
You said he's a good kick for goal. I said, give us time. We'll get it out of him. Mate, he'll be missing them from fucking directly in front in 3 years. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we just fucking put the moz on him. But I only saw him kick that one goal from about 47 meters or so. His other two, were they similar shots? Were they hard shots? Or were they close? Or
I think the first one was directly in front.
Okay, all right.
I think. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. The first one was like right in front. Yeah.
And then, I think I forget the second one. Oh, wait, no, because he went for it. He went for a shot from the boundary, and he almost got it. That was his behind, and I think the third goal was from the boundary, the left side boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he kicked one right in front of where I was sitting, and that was like 40, and 40 out, probably 10 meters in from the boundary. It was a nice kick. It was a really nice kick.
Yeah, is that the one that came back? It looked like it was going to miss, and it kind of like fucking came back.
I didn't get the. He was right. Like, I'm in that pocket. I didn't get the vision of the angle of the kick.
Yeah,
but it's a pocket though that we missed a heap of goals against Geelong. Yeah, and they were kicking them from that same pocket, and we were missing them. And he went back, and I went, "Oh yeah, here we go. We'll miss it," and he nailed it. It was good.
Yeah. Tim Membry
for forwards tonight, like it was just shocking.
Yeah.
They
The
couldn't
skunk.
get more.
Yeah. The skunk, mate. What's going on, man? 1 minute we're saying, fuck it, give him another contract. Now he's just put in 2 fucking putrid performances. But he still kicked 2 goals in that last cue in the rack part of the game. He missed one at the start. Him and Hayes missed 2 goals from similar positions right at the start, and fucking both times fucking Brisbane went up the other end and fucking made us pay. Skunk Membry, are you guys supportive of giving him another contract for next season? I suppose we have to, yeah.
If he's playing
Yeah, I'm
VFL,
on
I
the
would.
fence.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence. I'm not a massive fan. I still think we need a full forward. I'm big on it. I think we need a full forward. McStay in the pocket, Charlie West the tall, Member in the
Yeah.
twos as a backup.
Yeah.
If anyone else gets injured, simple as that.
If we go for Riccardi as ultimate greatness, he's shouting from the rooftops we should, then he's gone for sure. And we just keep Buller as backup.
Yeah. Well, it's either
I
him
know
or Pods.
We're hunting after deer pretty hard, I'm told.
Okay, yep.
Yep.
Was that a play on
Yeah,
words, or is that
Oh, what's that,
Wait.
mate?
we're out
Hunting
hunting
deer.
deer?
Yeah. I didn't even think of
Chrissy, he's saying good night. I didn't even know he was here.
Good night, Chrissy. Yeah, I had him. Yeah, he's gone. I was going to get him on before, later. It doesn't matter. Good night, Chrissy.
Night, mate.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that appeals to me about Deer is like I actually rate him. I think he could develop into a pretty good forward, and I think Hawthorn are going to regret if they lose him. But I guess I like the idea of getting someone in that could maybe form a partnership with Westy for 10 years.
Yes.
It's really nice to see them grow up together in the forward line.
Now, we know that Westy likes to play a little bit up the ground, yeah? He's more comfortable in that kind of role. Is he a close to goal forward? What kind of forward is he?
He's a contested mark forward.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think he's a goal scorer. Can contest. He's not. I don't think he can play in the he's not a monster. He's not a full forward though, is he?
Yeah.
Like
no, I would agree.
My check was a good contested mark too.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like with Deer, he's one of those ones where again you sort of if you have a pretty good forward line and you can have him as like a third tall, he might be a bit of an overqualified third tall, but it's better to be overqualified than underqualified, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean there might be a little bit of X factor, but yeah, I still think the fact that we need that full forward, like we need, obviously we've tried Buller hasn't worked, but we need that sort of, Tom Lynch like forward when Tom Lynch was in his prime. If we can get that type of forward that can take that big contested mark, take the big lead outs. I was sort of hoping Bullard to do that, but probably the next one up is probably Riccardi from the Giants. So, which is really strange because he's out of contract and no media are actually talking about it, even mentioning any club. So, as I said before, the fact that Collingwood seem to get players that no one seems to talk about. He's one that we're not talking about at the moment. So, and we do need that key forward. We did go after the King, but we seem to back out of that one. I wonder if like a Riccardi is like a mixed day option that we sort of look at and we go, yeah, this is pretty good for a decent sort of a deal that it won't be a cheap deal, but maybe like a bit of a cheaper than a premium option, but could potentially give us somewhat premium results.
I've said it before, but if he can pass the fitness test and he's going to cost us nothing, I will not be upset if we end up with Hogan.
What about this? Tex Walker for a year. No.
Yeah,
think-
I mean, I would like it just for vibes and just for banter.
Yeah.
I think Tex would be brilliant for Westy
West.
because
West.
we actually want West to learn off to be a Tex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tex was his
But I
childhood hero.
But I
growing
don't
up.
think Tex. I don't think Tex is a goal square full forward anymore either, though. Like he hasn't played that role for years.
Yeah.
He's their third tall now, like literally.
Mm.
All
Yeah,
right.
again, we sort of need that main tool that plays full forward. So we need
just
that
gives
like
everyone-
coverage.
Well, it's like today, like if Hogan plays, like poor old Westy's running around playing with a full back on him, but if Hogan's playing, that full back ain't playing on West.
Yeah.
It just changes everything. Like everyone gets a lesser backman on them.
Yeah. That's like when you're thinking of stay at home full forward, like goal square leading out of the goal square type full forwards. It's just Jesse Hogan and it's fucking King from Gold Coast, but he's going to Hawthorn, isn't he?
Yeah, but when I say goal square, I'm more who can take on the monster and still kick a couple of goals type thing. And hold them accountable. Like we are the best team at turning a full back into taking more marks than our full forward. Like from kicks from like literally Wiederings, McGovern's. Like,
they have days out against us.
Because we just don't have anyone to hold them account. They literally turn up and go, I don't care who's playing in the goal square. I'm just going to play my own game.
Yeah. There was a few times in this game, man, where we just bombed it, man. They just ate it up, man. They just ate it, mate. The kicking was shit.
Well. We didn't play well though. Like, don't get me wrong. When we gave a good lead, our kicks were shit, and then, but then our players, like, there was a few times there where when there's a ball up, our forwards were standing like 2 meters behind the defenders. When the kick came quickly out of the centre, we just got outmarked from the front. It was like, playing front, for Christ's sake. Like, it was very frustrating.
And Dan McStay's the final one we'll talk about. Dan McStay is allowed to have a game like this after the season he's had. No goals, and he's allowed to have this game. He'll be. I reckon he'll be much better next week. Just another thing, I'm looking at our goal scorers. Swadling's goal. That's one of the goals I missed too. Was that any good? Sam Swadling's goal?
Yeah, it was a running goal. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah. What about Harvey Harrison's goal?
Was that a set shot one? Yeah, again, it's just been one of those games. It's just,
I know.
Like we're sort of there watching, but we're really not there watching because we're not. When the results that far away, it's hard to sort of keep investing.
Bill Cruz says from 50, so good from 50.
Yeah,
for
that
Swadling's
was
goal.
one.
Yeah. All right, I got to check that.
I want to say Harrison's was like a set shot.
Yeah.
Was a set shot from like 30 out or something?
Yeah.
No, maybe that was DeGoey I'm thinking of. DeGoey had a set shot from about 30. Swads' goal was good. Even Allen's goal was good too.
Yeah. I missed that one. I was I was walking to the Legends Lounge, and when you're walking it to different places in the MCG, and you're trying to look at screens, and
the crowd's going off, and you can't see a screen.
You get fucking pissed off. It's like, fuck, I just missed a goal, man.
Yeah.
And you're asking people who scored that. All right, we've gone through every player. Chat, people drive the rest of the night. Stick around for another half an hour or so, I reckon. Please give us any questions. We will answer all your questions. Or people on the panel, do you want to go into any tangent that you feel? Must say,
next week.
Voidoid, no one in the chat is going to know the album that Voidoid has as his avatar, except me. The Soft Machine, progressive rock from the early 70s, late 60s. Great album, that one. Is that Soft Machine 1? That's the first album, isn't it?
Do I need to do my? Do I need to say my thing again, just as a weekly reminder? I feel like you guys will know what I'm about to say anyway.
No, I'm trying to.
That
it's almost 3 in the morning, mate.
I'm going to do my weekly reminder that Jacob Ryan is a better footballer than Houston. So, there you go.
The internet will be broken now, as of now, mate.
Yeah.
Can you put that in the vault? I reckon that's a world record. It's how long are we into our? How long the usually UG names Jacob Ryan within about the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Podcast.
We need to put a timer on it before how long. He'll be still talking about him after he's delisted, mate.
I still talk about Finlay McRae, so go for your life.
You do. Yeah. You do as well. Yeah.
Who knows, mate? He might get another year.
I hope
you
so.
never know.
You reckon he's going to get another year? Jeez, we're pretty much down to the 40th player, and he's still not getting the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Look, we've talked about who's coming in. Houston, Pendle's most likely outs. Coming in, Maynard, Quaynor, definites. The other one is, sorry?
Lipper's
Lipper's coming in. That'll be a definite. Now, on the off chance that Pezza is fit, he's an automatic in as well. Then we're going to think about that too. That's an interesting one as well. Because come on, you don't think so?
I don't think he's going to be fit. I was actually thinking, I've been a big Houston sort of, but it was getting to a point where I was looking at the team going, okay, I was thinking Maynard in, Pendles maybe, IQ in, and I was actually at a point where I thought it'd probably come down to Perryman replacing Houston. This is before obviously Houston getting injured, but I think Perryman's a week after, if not the week after that. So I reckon it's a bit of a wish for him to come back this week.
Yeah.
And then there was the other option, but I don't think they'll do it. But bringing in Howes again.
Yes.
Freeing up Pezza. But I think with all the other guys coming back, might be a bit unlikely that they make an unforced change.
And
sorry, not a forced change. Sorry, I misspoke. I reckon they'll strictly bring back the vets, and I can't see them making any other changes. But I think Howes was starting to look good against Hawthorn.
Yeah,
and they don't need to though. I don't think they need to against Carlton or Bulldogs. They don't have forwards.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the thing. Carlton's weakness is their forward line. Yeah, they got fucking Mackay, Kemp, and fucking McGovern. Now Kemp and McGovern, they've been kicking goals, but that's because the midfield is really fucking firing. But I reckon we can handle those guys. It's just when they get going from half back and midfield. But I'm less afraid of them after their draw with the Bulldogs last week. Before that, I was kind of a bit concerned, but now I'm less afraid of them. And we'll see what they do against Freo today. But if they beat Freo, it's back to fear again.
Did you watch
Sorry?
that game, Nick?
Which game?
The Bulldogs Carlton?
No, I didn't know. All I know is what Rocco
Mate.
told me. Yeah.
Mate, I watched it. So, would you like to play the Bulldogs without Bont and English playing?
Fucking oath. And that's what I was saying to
Well,
Rocco. I go, he's got kissed on the dick, mate. He's fucking drew
Well,
to the
they-
Bulldogs, and they decided to rest Bont and English. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, I watched the game. That was shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like they could not beat the Bulldogs without Bont and English. Like they're the team.
Yeah.
And not only that, and he does it every week, but Norton missed some
Yeah.
sitting goal, like easiest goal.
Yeah.
So
And the Doggies should have won it, mate. They were up by a goal with about, like a minute to go or something, and they coughed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it
And-
wasn't. Mate, it was they were done. Like you could see people in the crowd were crying. They were all broken. It was all that.
Oh,
and
they
then
thought they were
went
going to miss
bang,
out.
bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they went bang, goal and point, whatever, and got across the line. But no Bont's, virtually. It's like them drawing with Collingwood with no Dacos, and then
Yeah.
thinking they're the greatest team ever.
That's the thing with Carlton. They're hot with this, the new coach. They're obviously playing a lot better, but they've also put in some fucking stinkers, mate. They nearly lost to fucking Essendon and Richmond, man. And they nearly lost to the Bulldogs, who aren't crash hot. In between, they had that massive. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
You know how they beat Essendon? Essendon actually would have won that game. Mackay took a mark. I think it was 90 seconds left. Mackay took a mark 70 metres out and fucking pretended he was having a shot. And the umpire gave him his 45 seconds, even though he can't kick 70 metres.
Yeah.
Boyd.
Yeah.
I've got one Boyd, and this is not me saying we should recruit him. This is just me thinking that Essendon shit at developing players and destroying them. Mackay. Pull back.
No, man. Oh, Ben Mackay.
I don't know. I'm just
Nah. He
because
was even
we
shitting
are-
their resis, mate, against us.
We are a tall defender short.
Are we? Because Darcy Moore's coming back, but then again,
No.
Yeah.
I don't mind Darcy Moore, and I'm happy to take have him back. I don't know we're trying house and all this kind of stuff, but there's a bloke there that was worth $800 million playing the twos at Essendon.
Yeah.
Is he just soft and he's pathetic, or is it the club that's I don't rate them either of them. I think they're a bit fragile, but I was just wondering what Void's thoughts are on him.
I don't rate the Mackays either, but he's gotten bad to a point that's even below whatever benchmark he was at before. It's like he's at a level that's even. It's like something's got to be going on because nobody's that bad, If he went from what he was like kind of at North Melbourne, which just not very good, average, and now he's kind of like completely adrift, So I don't know.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here like he's at pick 70, 200 grand a year sort of level now. So I'm not talking about throwing away anything for him.
It's worth. Look, he's still got the attributes. Like if you can turn him around and get him to see the psychologist, and that's where most of it is with him. I think it's in his head, a lot of it. They've also got what's her name? They've got another. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with Nick Cox. Peter Wright's the one that I really want from them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he'd be good.
He's only got 1 year left, and next year he's going to get. I think he's going to get pushed out of the forward line, and then he'll probably just be like a second ruck.
I'd take him over everyone.
Fucking oath.
Yeah.
I would just and on top of that, if you do lose McStay needs a break in that. He can play in the ruck. Like,
Yeah,
Because he's
and he is
Apparently-
that. He is that forward that can start in the goal square and fucking lead out and
Yeah,
I've
he's
always
that,
wanted
that
him.
sort of Tom Lynch type of forward, and he can also play ruck as well.
I
He's,
wanted him so
he's
bad.
done some pretty good chop outs.
When he
Like,
was
where did I
available, when Gold Coast were getting rid of him, I was like
yeah, I was the same.
tearing my skin off. So angry that our cap was buggered and we couldn't take him because he was fucking practically free.
I
as a
wanted
trade.
him. I wanted him his draft year.
Yeah.
And then when he came, and then he just didn't come on. I was like, no, I still think he's got something to offer. And I was hoping, and I couldn't believe that he went so cheap to Essendon. And I went, oh, maybe he's not going to be Essendon. But yeah, he was what I kind of thought he would be. And like, don't get me wrong, he's no superstar, but he's better than what Cox. Like we performed well when we had Cox in the goal square, and the only reason we performed well with Cox was because he took a mark, he kicked 1 or 2 goals, and he brought the ball to ground. That's all he had to do. That was it.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be a superstar. And 2 meter Peter's better.
And they give a lot of frees away to him as well because he's really they really can't stop him aerially without doing it illegally.
Yeah.
And he's
also got a really
team, and he'll kick 60 goals a year in Collingwood's team.
Yeah,
and he's got that really good combo where he's got the really long arms, but he's also very strong. Normally, most forwards will have either one where he's got both. So
and he's a good kick.
Yeah,
he's a good kick too. Yeah,
he's like Cox, but he can kick him from 55 and 60, whereas Cox literally had to be within 40 meters.
Yeah, it's only his age. He's probably over 30 now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's turning 30 on the 8th of September.
Yeah, just 30 now.
I literally just looked it up.
There you go.
He's right within our range, mate. He's
a kid. He's a kid, mate. He'll be one of the kids.
He's a draftee. We'll start drafting him.
He's going to be a bit.
7 years, I can see.
He's going to be a bit of a man without a country like at Essendon soon because he got Caddy and Archer Mays coming back next year from injury. Then in the ruck, they've got that Vizentini's really come on the last few weeks, and then they got Brian. So it seems like Wright's going to be like a bit of an afterthought as a forward, and also maybe an afterthought in the ruck. So and he's not going to be part of their next success. So it depends. I'd really love it if they would have a chat to him and say, listen, love to help you get to goal.
Yeah.
He's on peanuts for a contract too. I don't think he's on that much.
What do you know about Perkins and Ridley, Boyd, as milkshakes?
Perkins looked fantastic in his first 2 years, and he really dropped off. And it's like a bit of an attitude thing, I think, with him because he's got the talent. He was, I think. He's played okay the last couple of weeks. They've been playing him as a forward. He's sort of played everywhere, and I think he just lost his identity. Because throughout all these different coaches and all these permutations, that they're either injuries or whatever, it's been really haphazard there. So they've tried him everywhere, and he seems like he's sort of lost a bit of confidence. But if he was to get delisted, I definitely think someone would offer him a lifeline just because he was in that top 10 in that draft and he was one of the better ones at the time. Ridley's an absolute superstar. I would take Ridley. I would take Ridley if our list was where it should be.
Yeah.
Like if we were pretty much in Brisbane's position, I would take him because if he doesn't work out, it's not going to hurt us. I think we can't afford to have a guy like that until we fill a couple of posts with some reliable players because he might take a year or two to get his body right if it ever gets right at all. But Ridley's
I don't know anything about him. Please tell me about him.
He's like Jeremy Howe. Plays that role.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's probably more suited to being a key defender though. He's not probably a pure key defender, but he's more of a key defender than what Howe would be.
Mm.
If he had no injuries, he's all Australian. He's played. I think he's played. What's he played? 26 games in 3 years or 4 years.
Yeah. Do you know his contract status?
He's on a huge contract.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
Yeah, but
I
that
think
can
he's
work
got-
in our favour though, because like Essendon could pay some of that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nah.
See, Brisbane don't want him. Brisbane were originally interested,
Ah.
and now they're
Yeah.
not interested now. And now he wanted to go to Queensland. Neither of the Queensland teams want him anymore. There was interest, but now he's changed his tune to say, "I'll go anywhere in Victoria as well." So now he's expanded his horizons a little bit. He would be such a steal if you got him and had the faith that you could actually fix his injury issues.
Okay.
I don't have the faith, Boyd.
Only problem is he's injured everywhere. Like he doesn't have one. He seems to.
I don't have the faith, Boyd.
How old is he?
He's 25. 26.
He's contracted till 2029.
Fuck.
Um,
How old is he? Sorry, I missed that.
Mid-20s,
no, I
I
haven't
think.
said it yet. He's
Mid-
27.
Wow, that's
I
old.
reckon
20th of
there's a
October,
part-
so it'd be
It's young for
28.
us.
I reckon
Yeah,
there's
he'd
a
be
part
ready to
about
go for next year.
Brisbane.
Yeah.
I reckon there's a part about going to Brisbane, just getting up in the warmer weather that helps some players. I think players that are injury prone like him going to another Melbourne club, I just don't see it helping him.
Mm.
Yeah, see Perkins. I've always got a feeling Perkins could end up back in Geelong because that's where he's from.
Mm.
And I think another team could probably turn him into a really good player. He's played forward the last couple of weeks. He's looked really good. That's where he should be playing, in my opinion. That's why I've been harping on about the Bombers. As much as it's support them to support Ray, but I also wouldn't mind pilfering a few.
So his milkshakes, are you saying we're into Ridley or he's a good fit for those teams?
No, I think he's
Yes.
just speculating that because I think he said at one point he'd be an
would fit.
All-Australian if he wasn't injured.
Yeah.
What about from Essendon Void? Fucking Sardis. He's on the outs. Is he shit?
Oh, he's
Good
he's
player.
not
Yeah.
shit. Like he looks damaging. He's not a two-way runner.
Yeah.
That's his big issue, and he can't kick very well.
Oh, okay. He
But
suits us
he-
perfectly, mate.
But he does. I'll tell you what. He gets 30 plus possessions like easily.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
gets a lot of clearances. He basically rips it out of the centre bounce, just grabs
Yeah.
the 40 and takes off, and then he just blasts it into the 50, and it ends up either out
Yeah.
of bounds or it just like he does. He's pretty explosive player.
Yeah,
Mm.
he's
looks
basically like
awesome.
a poor
Yeah.
man's Paul, pretty much.
Yeah.
I would say.
Milkshakes.
Awesome.
What are you saying here, milkshakes? Are you saying that we're into Ridley? Are you confirming that with that yep? But you got a piece of shit next to the yep, so I don't know what that means.
I don't know if that's
No,
a
I think-
yep
I
for
think
that
it-
or a yep for Societas or that side.
Oh.
No, it wasn't Decidus. It's been there for a bit.
Yeah.
I think it was confirming who we spoke about was shit.
Oh,
It was the person who we spoke about before Decidus.
I'll read you. I'll read
Oh,
you.
the
I'll-
one to go down
I'll read
Perkins.
you. I can read you Ridley's injury history just so you put the buyer beware type thing. But so quad strain 2023, 2024 quad and hip flexor, 2025 multiple hamstrings, 2026 calf and foot injury. If you think if you think your fitness staff can sort those issues out,
yeah.
I would take him. I would take him without any hesitation.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. You've got to sometimes be one of those clubs that is willing to take a risk on someone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's when you can pick up a player really cheap.
Yeah.
And I'm just sick of other clubs like Geelong always do it. Geelong will grab some busted up player and they just fix them. and they get
But
them
they
for
just
nothing.
put them in a paddock for 12 months and they come back and they're all good
They get them to graze. They get them to graze for 12 months.
on their
Yeah.
farm.
Yeah.
Watching
Yeah,
their cotton on
especially with
shirts.
someone like Ridley. Yeah, you could probably throw even a fourth rounder, and that'd probably still pay some salary.
See, Nick Cox is another one. Nick Cox, I think he could be delisted as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. These guys just weren't in the most auspicious of circumstances in their football infancy. So it's
Did
really
you watch him
hard
from
to
the
know.
start?
Yeah.
So what's I remember, like, I only saw a couple of games of Nick Cox. I just remember reading the paper. Nick Cox, he was like the great white, 6'10" wingman. Like, it sounded like Lee Walker again when we got him at Collingwood, and it was like this guy could run like the wind, tall, and then suddenly he's no good. Now they're trying him out in different, like, forward and back and all this stuff. It's like I can't understand what happened to him.
Yeah,
I know
well,
he had
he's
injuries.
He's missed 2 years of football because he had some pretty nasty injuries. I think it was one was his back injury, but then I think he had a bunch of concussions, and then he met with the concussion board
Okay.
because he was almost that close to ruling him out, and ending his career. But then they passed him, so he's playing. He kicked 7 in the VFL like 3 weeks ago. Then they
But as a forward,
promoted him
didn't
to
he?
the senior side, and he kicked 1 goal and didn't do anything in the senior side. And then they dropped him again.
Yeah.
Milkshakes. Who's the first shit? The second shit starters. Who's the first shit for?
Yeah,
No,
that's what
I'm
I'm trying to
curious.
figure out.
Is the first shit for Ridley or for Perkins?
I think
We're on the
Perkins.
theme. We're on
I
the
remember
theme
Ridley.
of
Or have you just got irritable bowel syndrome?
I was going to say, I remember Ridley had a ripper, one of those Richmond Dreamtime at the G. Didn't he get best on ground or something? He got the award. He had an absolute ripper game.
He's the guy, you chuck the football in his hand and he's going to hit a target every time. He's going to do something with it every time. He's got
So he's
time,
Dan Houston
space.
Mark II. Is that what you're telling us?
he's like he's got that Pendles kind of quality where he slows the game down around him whenever he's got the football, and he's got lots of time to get rid of it. I know they're really, they don't want to lose him. I think they're just frustrated with him, and he's frustrated with them as well. Because he blames them on his body. He thinks they're not that. And if you look at Essendon's coaching staff at the moment, it actually looks like a coaching staff of a country football club. It's like feels like 4 people on there. Nobody. It's really crazy. They don't have any sort of. They don't have anybody working in the behind the scenes there. I don't understand how.
Yeah.
There will be a few role players we've been linked to us in the next few weeks.
I'll tell you what, Essendon, man. Like, we're old enough to know. They were an absolute fucking powerhouse. And look how they're fucking forward, man. On the subject of pilfering from Essendon, Darcy Parish.
No.
Is he any good? Shit.
No.
Not more.
And Merritt's he's a shoe-in for Hawthorn.
Or Geelong are chasing him too.
Yeah.
There's a
Would you
time
take
I
him?
would have taken Merritt. I would have taken Merritt. Probably not now.
Yeah.
Because I think we're
If
into
you,
others.
if you get Neil, you can't get Merritt.
But there was a time I would have taken Merritt. In the right club, Merritt would have fitted in just right. Merritt just like Merritt's biggest vice is he just wants to win games, and he wants everyone to try really hard and just be, do their best and all and at Essendon he's been crucified for it.
Yeah.
So
how's the Voidoid? You spend a lot of time, along with your partner. You spend some time on Bomber Banter. What do they think of Merritt? Do they look at him like, oh, this guy wanted to leave, or do they like him, or what's going on there?
Nah, they've resigned to the fact that he's going, and
Yeah,
they've made their peace with it now. And
Mm.
yeah, last year they were pretty pissed, but now they want him out. Yeah, mutually.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know if you. Yeah, geez, Merritt at Collingwood. Don't know.
Mm.
If you miss
I
out on
think there would have
Butters,
been a time.
good on him.
He would have fitted in with Buckley really well.
Yeah.
Him and
And
Buckley would
let's
have
face
been.
it, that's who wants him at Geelong, I reckon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and
Bucks had
Bucks
a
would have been.
relationship with him, I think. As a
Perfect.
junior, I think maybe.
Mm.
Maybe might have coached him or something because he fought pretty hard to get him to Collingwood early on.
But you know what, Mick? As much as they back, like he's like you and I playing today.
Yeah.
He has our mentality.
Okay.
You know, like how like with what's his name, jumping up and down the wing, like after a draw, fly.
Yeah.
I guarantee if Merritt had been playing at Collingwood, the young players would have loved it, and Merritt would have called him a fuckwit. And Merritt would have been the bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So look, don't get me wrong. Me 10 years ago, I would have hated what Fly did. I've grown up a bit over the last few years. And when I say grown up, I'm a manager now, and I manage a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And I get what he did, and I kind of get why he did it. And I know
because the
people
new
say it's
generation is
fake.
different, mate.
Yeah, and it means a lot to him, and you'll be surprised. Like I remember sitting in meetings. Like I remember 15 years ago sitting in a meeting going, and I remember I actually asked the question. I said, "Am I at a point now that I have to thank people for turning up to work on time?"
Mm.
And the response was, "If you do, they always will."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Times
And it
have
was
changed.
like, for fuck's sake, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it was like this positive reinforcement. Like it's so different to what we grew up with. But but if you don't evolve, you become irrelevant very quickly. That's all you know, as a leader and a manager, and that's why I say, like, and I know, and thank you for not crucifying me, but that's why I say, when I know why Fly did it, and I don't have an issue with it because I know the players would have loved it, and he's doing it for a reason. And on top of that, I think he actually inside, I think he was getting excited about the next month, not so much that game. But it is. It's a different world, mate.
Oh yeah, mate. I remember being 17, 18 years old and working on a building site and just getting absolutely fucking destroyed by all these older guys, and you think to yourself that could never happen. What I copped for that few weeks, but that was what it was like then. And these days, you can't do that to a kid of this generation, you know. And that affected me back then. Yeah, but if you did it now, forget it.
Now, suicide. You'll be a mate, but yeah. But in saying that, I even remember. I know my dad. Like me and my brother used to play football, and I remember. And I used to come off the ground, and my dad would go through the game with me and tell me everything I did wrong, and it was like, for fuck. And I told my brother. I talked to my brother, and it was like all he got told was good kick, great goal. And then it was like, and years later, I used to say to my dad, and my dad used to say, your brother couldn't play football. He was no good. And at the end of the day, he goes, if I criticised him, he was going to quit. He goes, if I told you you did well, the next week you did fuck all. It was like every time I told you did something badly, if I said you only had one tackle, next week you'd have 20 tackles. It was like, he goes, I play, like, I just did what I thought would get the best out of both of you. So, and that's how you manage now. It's just a different world. We don't manage out of fear and spite. Like I used to say, I used to work in spite. I used to play football in spite of the coach rather than for the coach.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm
Do you
shit.
think
I'll prove
sort
you
of
wrong.
like the worlds kind of like collide sometimes though, where you can have someone with an more old school mentality?
You know what? I reckon Mitchell is probably the closest you're going to get to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's but it's different. It's like I love and I like Lloyd as a commentator. I think he's pretty honest. He says what he's he honest. Like you don't have to agree with him. I'm not saying that, but he says what he honestly believes. He's not just saying shit to get a reaction or something. And I remember him. I love that footage of that photo of Buckley walking up the race, stern face, we're going to war.
Yes.
And that's me. That's my childhood. That's me growing up. Ultimate knows that Buckley. I love Buckley. Like he is me. He's the way I played, the way I thought. Everything was based on Buckley. So, but I remember Lloyd saying, and he was the same. He goes he literally wouldn't go out before a game because he was in fear of someone's. Oh, he was at the movies. What's he doing at the movies for a game? Or why is it? He should be training. He should be he barely left the house. And he said he watched Collingwood running up the race, laughing and joking and all this shit. And he went he used to sit in he would be in the. He'd go, I'll be in the rooms, and if people I'll be he'd tell them off. He goes, hey, fucking switch on, guys, switch on. This is a fucking serious. And he's and he goes, I look back now, and he goes, there was a few times when he goes, I kind of was in a good mood for whatever reason. Something was going on outside the game. And he goes, I came and I had these. He goes, sometimes I kicked 7 goals, and I had nothing to do with what the coach said. I was just and he goes, he actually goes, I'd love to have played under Fly just to see. He goes, just as a test to see. He goes, I played so serious under. He goes, I put so much pressure on myself, and he goes, I would love to have just played a while with that pressure removed. Just go out there and have fun, mate. And he goes, I'd love to have known how would that have made me better? He goes, because he goes, I honestly don't know. Because I think it would have. I think it would have made me better, but he goes, I don't know. And he goes, and anyone around me that tried to do it, he goes, I shut it down, because it was that you can't do it that way. That's laughing and joking doesn't win you games. Yeah, and it was listening to someone coming from our generation, watching the new generation, and sitting there going, "Fuck, could that have made me better?" It was interesting to just listen to him and hear it, say it.
Yeah, because it's kind of interesting, as you sort of say that, because there'd always be a label of if you were to say the class clown of the footy group sort of thing, that was always considered a bad thing. That where now I feel that'd be probably considered more positive in today's society. Yeah, where if you're the guy getting the vibes up. That's probably more celebrated now, where before it's oh, this guy's not even serious. He's not taking his football seriously. When really, he might have a bit of talent, but the way he gets switched on is by just being a bit low key, and he's being relaxed. So therefore, he's able to think through things, and he's able to have a clear mind because he's so relaxed.
Yeah, 100%.
I reckon in that 23 grand final, I really do think that really hurt Brisbane. I think they came out and I think they were a bit shell shocked in the grand final, and Collingwood we didn't even act like it was a grand final the way we played. We played just with a lot of freedom. Whereas Brisbane looked like there was a lot of pressure on them, mentally.
Yeah, I'm a pessimist. I go to every game thinking we're probably going to lose and work out every way that we'll probably lose it. And that grand final, I met my mate and a couple others at the RSL in Glen Waverley. We jumped on the train, a couple of beers, and I said, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to win. I said, I don't care how close it is. I don't care. We're just going to win. It's like you can't.
You-
No.
You made
we're
the
just
you
we're
made the
just gonna
decision
win.
as a fan that you're going to win.
yeah. No. In my head, I'm not going to stress. We're winning.
Okay.
I said we
yeah.
are going to win, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to stress about it. We're gonna, and
Yeah.
it was the best day I've fucking had in my life. We're going to win.
Yeah.
I don't give a I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck how close it is. We're going to win until we
Yeah.
don't. Like,
Yeah.
because every grand final I've been to, all I've thought about is we're going to lose.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh yeah.
it's,
Fucking
it's
oath.
the worst day of my life until if we win it. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
It's actually so strange because I remember there was a preseason training session. This is how far back it was. It was a training session in preseason, and I want to say it was how we tackled Crisp in a training drill. And it was one of those like tackles where it was like a bit rough, and he even like dumped him, like to the point where it like sort of felt like, oh shit, like there might be a punch on here. Like it felt like pretty serious. And I'm sort of like looking at being like, oh fuck,
Yes,
this
I
is
know
gonna
that
be on
one.
the news. There's cameras and all that shit. And but like, as it happened, they literally were just laughing at each other, like fucking, rolling around like they were, Simba and Nala and the fucking Lion King singing.
it was a mark.
There will be
It was
love
a
tonight,
mark.
basically. No,
He
like
took
it was a training session in pre-season.
Yeah,
So that
but he took a mark. I think Howe was wearing the hat, which means you shouldn't no contact. And I think Howe's took a marker and cracked him.
He did, yeah.
Oh no! There's something completely different.
Oh, okay,
Because
sorry.
it was Crispin and Howe. This was
Oh,
23.
sorry. I thought you said Howe and House. Okay, sorry.
Oh, if I did, then I apologize. But no. So yeah, Howe basically tackled Crispin 23 in a preseason, and again, it was one of those tackles where it was just like, I thought, oh damn, like he's got him pretty good. Like he's even like fucked him up here, to the point where I was thinking there was going to be a fight breakout or whatever. And yeah, they were just sort of jumping, punching each other on the ground, but they were like laughing about it and just like taking the piss. And I know it was like such like a weird moment, but straight away I looked at that and I'm like, I don't know why, but now I'm convinced that we're going to win the flag. Like I don't know why that was the moment that made me think that way. I think it was because it was so tough and rough, but it was also just like, it was so like friendly at the same time. It was just like, I don't know. I just remember it just being such a weird moment where I thought, because it was so rough in terms of the way that they would, like the way that the tackle was, but then just the vibes and how happy they were, and like you could tell they were like also best mates and the same thing. So, yeah, there was a lot of like back and forth in terms of like, where it felt like it was going to be like this is going to be on like, front page news and like, in a couple of hours, or it was just a joke with mates and stuff. Like the fact that it was so, the results could have gone like either way with it, but the fact that it was just played off as this funny thing. I don't know, it was just the vibe in terms of what I saw, and I'm like, I'm now convinced that we're actually going to win the flag now. And I mean, we only won it by 4 points, but we still won it. So,
can I just change the subject? You're all over this, Paul, with all the scenarios and shit. Who does it look like we're playing next week? If all
Melbourne. So
next
yeah,
week, yeah.
well,
Is it most
at
likely
the end of the
Carlton or
day,
Bulldogs?
it comes down to Carlton. If Carlton beat Freo, we're playing Carlton, and if Freo beat Carlton, we're playing Western Bulldogs. Simple as that. Western Bulldogs aren't going to beat Melbourne.
Yeah.
So
All right.
it pretty much comes down to the Carlton Freo game.
So we're all Freo fans tomorrow because we don't want to play Carlton. But at the same time, I just don't want to play him.
Do you know what, Mick?
I don't really care either way, to be honest.
I'll say this, Mick. How far do you reckon we can go? Do you reckon we can win a final or two?
I'd give us one final, because if we beat the
If we can't
Bullies or
win next
Carlton,
week, we don't win anything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah,
Carlton are
it's-
shit.
yeah, yeah.
I've got this
I
gut
know.
feeling that we're
So
making a prelim.
you know what?
Yeah.
And I know why you don't want to play Carlton, Mick, because I've
Yeah.
been there and I've watched
Yeah.
it and I've gone through it with you. But you know what? Fuck them. You know, if they win, who cares? They're not going anywhere. And we'll just get a better draft pick.
Yeah.
I'm happy to play Carlton and put them out of their misery and stick it up them and then kick on from there. So
I'd love,
But-
I'd love to win this fucking wild card game, and then just everything works out, and we end up playing Sydney the next one because they're a rabble because of all the shit that's going on, and then win
yeah,
that.
we're not.
Yeah, so that can't happen.
No, not really. So in it, what's going to happen is, I think Freo will beat Carlton based on how they played last week. So I think we'll play the Bulldogs. So then we're playing Melbourne in the first final. And then we're playing the loser out of Freo, and I think it's Hawthorn now.
Yeah.
And what's the name? Geelong will play Adelaide, and the winner out of that will play the loser out of. We'll probably play Sydney. The loser out of Brisbane and Sydney.
Oh. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
And
There
then,
you go.
and unfortunately, then we cross into the other side, and we then have to. Let's say we were to win, we then have to play Brisbane
Up there.
to get into the grand final.
Yeah. Oh.
But if Sydney can somehow beat Brisbane, then yes,
Yeah.
when we cross, we play Sydney in Sydney.
Interesting times. Interesting. Oh well, whatever happens, and yeah, you're right, Paul. That's it. Whoever we play, man. Fuck it. Yeah, I just prefer it to be Bulldogs.
I kind of agree, but at the end of the day, if we're going to take nothing out this year, if we can beat fucking Carlton 3 times, I'll take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right. On that note, I'm going to end it. Unless you guys want to just bring up anything that hasn't been brought up.
I already brought up my thing, so I'm good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. You can mention it again if you want, because we're probably never going to see him again, mate. Yeah. Wow.
We all know what it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun. I will say this though, it is kind of funny how Houston. It feels like he's getting worse and worse, but then it just feels like no one's still willing to jump on the bandwagon.
Hey,
So I'm waiting for that week when people do jump on the bandwagon.
No, I was going to say, hey Mick, do you want to say what Andreas said when he came over?
We bumped into outside gate 4. We bumped into Andreas, and even Andreas said, Houston's fucking. What did he say? He understands everything about Houston now.
I'm coming on board with the Houston thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he's in the top 4 anymore. Anyway.
Yeah.
He's 5th now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, mate, because that was he said that to us. Yeah. We'll see if he can go public with it, mate. Yeah.
He's pretty honest, I think.
Yeah.
He'll definitely be saying it's harder to one thing he'll probably say something like it's getting harder to defend the guy. At the very least. But if he's done his finger, like it might be, look, in all honesty, because I was saying
he'll probably fucking play there.
Yeah, but if the finger, like, finger and ligaments can become, like, remember Pendle's like miss fucking half a season on a finger. But like, here's a question for you, because I said this. There's a few guys we all catch up for the game in the bar behind where we sit, and All right. We all agree Pendles and Sidey shouldn't be playing. But if you had to choose, so you've got to drop one and play one. Which one would you take?
I'm
Hmm.
dropping Sidey without. It's not even a question.
Yeah.
See, we actually said the opposite at the moment. I know.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You can't.
Can I guess what you're going to say?
judge.
It's because Sidey seems a bit more robust than Pendles at the moment.
And
Yeah,
Sidey's
and it's
playing
just-
defense.
And he's actually contributing probably a bit more. But the one thing you don't know is the on-field coaching.
Yeah.
So that seems to be why we keep giving Pendles this kind of. It doesn't matter how bad he plays because he's a coach on the field. But like, how much is he just an old man telling people what to do now, or is he an actual coach? Like, and we've all played football with experienced players telling us all what to do, but there comes a point when you stop listening too. So, like, is he a coach on the field? I feel like Sidey has more roles within the team now than what Pendles actually does. I don't know where Pendles even plays. I know where Sidey we can stick him in certain things, but what is Pendles' role now?
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
He seems to be like some kind of auxiliary fucking midfielder that he's just there to kind of like be part of handball chains. But when we don't have the ball, it's kind of like, what's he doing, mate? And yeah, it's weird. Yeah, you're right. It's a fucking mystery, that one. It's kind of like, you're right. Like, everyone says, oh, he's on-field coaching. So, all right, how much is that worth now? He's on-field coaching, Does it really help us? Like last year, before that, that was a big thing. His on-field coaching, but his actual output was better too. So yeah.
And not just that, like, he's been coaching now. Like, he was there in 23, 24, 25. This is 26. Like Dacos has probably picked up a few of his, on-field coaching, and so is the other Dacos, and we've still got Crisp there, and I get it, he's good, but at the same time, do we need him? Like, are there other players learning anything from this guy, or are they all goldfish and they need to be reminded every fucking week? Like,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's yeah,
Mate, there are teams out there. There are teams out there fucking doing great guns, and there's no older gentleman running around as an on-field coach telling them what to do. They don't need that. Yeah. Why do we need that? Yeah, we've got enough experience out there. Yeah.
We're the oldest team. Well, we were, and we're going to recruit some of the oldest players. So
yeah. On that note, we shall finish, and let's anticipate this wild card. Some of us aren't too happy about this gimmick, but it's there, and we may as well embrace it for what it is. And whether we play Carlton or Bulldogs, I'll be doing a pre-game stream before, either be whenever the game's on, most likely be a Thursday night. I'll join you all then. Thank you to my fellow panelists, Ultimate Greatness, Voidoid, and Paul. Thank you. I reckon everyone's gone to sleep because no one said anything in the chat for fucking ages.
Milkshakes will say something else.
Yeah. If there's anyone listening, throw something in the comments right now.
Yeah.
Just reassure us we're not talking just amongst ourselves. Fuck that hell.
Just scream
There's
out
supposed to be
stats
35 of you.
Just scream out stats, then Josh will wake up and just put some in.
Yeah.
Nah, they've all gone to sleep. Not even one person.
Tonight was a dead night. Like, I was walking home from the station, and I've never ever gone on Pies Footy, and it was like, he was literally, is there anyone out there? Like, anyone log in? And like, fuck it. I was just walking home from the station, so I thought I thought I'd be like third, fourth, and I wouldn't even. And then suddenly it was like, oh, you're on. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
But it's just. I think it was one of those nights. I think everyone was like, oh, it is what it is, and
Yeah.
we'll worry about next week. And everyone's just
Yeah.
kind of switched off and gone to bed.
Yeah. Well, it is fucking 3:30 in the morning.
Oh no, but even like after the game, no one was like, there was no
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I think. What do we talk about after a training drill?
Yeah. Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'll catch us later, and we shall talk again. Thank you, guys. Karma Pies.
Thanks, mate.
Finals time. It's the fucking finals. Let's go. Karma Pies.
Go Pies.
Oh, boy. See ya.